My dad is 80.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I'm obviously late today, but I had other stuff going on, so it is what it is. Serious stuff going on, so if you're so we're just starting here. Would appreciate everybody hitting the thumbs up button, contributing to the super chat goal, all that stuff. Star Rider, Dana, Doctor of Thoughts, Erica, Zambi, Sandra, Libra, Metal Dude, Lauren, Deb, Tamberly, what's going on? Tiger Lily, Slick Stick, Yoga Mom, what's going on? Yeah, I know. It's our hemisphere. We can do what we want. Yeah, that's what they think. But the scary part about it is, like, other countries, are going to now. It's not even a choice. It's not even an if anymore. It's really it's a question of when. Other countries are not going to fall behind the United States. So the question becomes when. You ran into Trump supporters and they attacked you and your son? Call his job. If he's an off-duty officer, he'll get fired for that. Call the job on him. File a formal complaint. You know what I would do immediately? I'd call an attorney. If you really want good advice, I would call an attorney. That's the first thing I would do. That is the first thing I would do, is I would call an attorney. That is the very first thing I think you should do, is call an attorney. Because I don't think going in there alone is probably the best bet right now. Yeah, but you need the guidance of an attorney, I'm telling you. That's what you should do. Getting the support of an attorney is important here. I'm telling you. That's what you should be doing. That's your best bet, is to get the support of an attorney. So that way they can tell you what to do with the police and everything. Because if you call in and let's say the police then, because, not to say this happens all the time, but I've heard stories, where the police will then, yeah, I would just would definitely call an attorney, and I would call a news station. That's what I would do. I'd call my local news station. Did I see the TikTok shop selling Epstein merch? Doesn't surprise me. Because anyone can sell on there, so these creeps take advantage of that. And they're not focused on actually moderating shit like that. They're more or less focused on censoring people like me. It's a joke. That app's a joke. A literal joke. An absolute joke. All right, if you are a Trump supporter, you can call in 908-652-3703. No, I'm dealing with some other stuff that's distracting me from this. So what's going on, everybody? So let me kind of get into this stuff with Venezuela here. So basically, what happens next is these other countries, right, now have to keep up with the United States. So what do? They have to do the same thing. Not because they want to, because they have to. So everybody always asks me, and they keep asking me, like, what happens next? Will these other countries, retaliate against the United States? No, it's not about retaliating even against the United States. You know what it's about? It's about keeping up with the United States. And it is far more likely that they try and invade another country to keep up with the United States. For instance, China and Taiwan. China has to take Taiwan now. The United States just became significantly more powerful. If these other countries want to keep up with the United States, they're going to have to do the same thing. Then it starts to become this race, right? Where you have world powers expanding territory and invading sovereign nations to race to be the world superpower. And before you know it, we have world war. I hate to say it. I really think that we're actually going to see a world war. And I can't believe that I'm saying that. But I think that is actually going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be overnight. I think it's a progression, but I think this is the start. And you guys know I don't fearmonger. I don't fearmonger. But I see greater conflict happening here. I don't see why other countries would respect state sovereignty if the United States won't. Emmett, this guy's name's Emmett Cochran. I think you shouldn't say that word anymore. They don't use that, but I just wanted to point out you spelled "your" wrong, Emmett. You spelled "your" wrong. Emmett Cochran. I could see you right now. What's your name? My name's Emmett Cochran, and I got the fastest draw in the West. How about you, cowboy? How about you, cowboy? My name's Emmett Cochran, and I got the fastest draw in the West. They call me Emmett, son. I do believe Greenland is next. I thought that almost immediately, like while we were listening to the presser with you. I think it's I'm pretty sure that I mean, again, I don't think it really matters what's next. I mean, next for the United States, maybe. But I think that another country is going to encroach on the sovereignty of another country. I think China and Taiwan is a really strong possibility. What's the United States going to do? Turn around and say, you can't do that? They're a sovereign nation? You've lost that. That's not a thing. Really, it wasn't a thing before this, but it's definitely not a thing now. They keep talking about precedent. Yeah, we've done things. Usually they do these things too, and they get the support of the population by other means. We've seen this with like much less support, but I'm shocked, literally shocked, at how many people support this. 23 years removed from the war in Iraq, you would think more people would be aware of our government's history. You would think more people would be alert. But apparently they're not. And we're watching this bootlicking happen again. People love it. They love this powerful, this display of power that our government puts on. And we're here doing the exact same thing 23 years later. So it's pretty disturbing, but I would expect another country to do the exact same thing. If you are a Trump supporter, call in 908-652-3703. Let's hear your take. Emmett Cochran in the chat. You're talking a lot. A lot of smack in the chat there, Emmett Cochran. Why don't you call in right now? Give me your take, Emmett. We'll see who's got a faster draw. All you have to do is pick up your phone, 908-652-3703. It's that easy. It's that easy. Oh, man, folks. And then, of course, if you're on the left side of the political aisle, right? And I don't want to hear this conversation about Maduro going free, so let's not even go there. But if you're on the left side of the political aisle, simultaneously you're watching Tim Walz step down. And it suddenly, things are very discouraging. And I need to talk about one more thing before we start taking some calls here. Let me just say one more thing. I'll keep the phone lines open. If somebody does happen to call before that, we'll consider taking it or we'll put them on hold. But I have to talk about this because when we talked about Trump's speech today, Trump gave about an hour and 45-minute long speech, the most unhinged rambling I've ever heard in my entire life. Out of this world unhinged. Let's take this call. We'll discuss it after.
Call from
Cochran.
Is this Emmett?
Yeah, bro, I'm in it.
You got to turn the live stream off, Emmett.
Bro.
You got to turn the live stream off in the background.
Why?
Because it echoes through the microphone. This isn't you. Did you just ask me why? Did you just ask me why?
Yeah.
It's kind of self-explanatory, isn't it? You pigeon.
You can't hear. I mean, you can't hear, right? So,
no, it's echoing through the mic. Clearly, I don't want to hear myself in the background.
Oh, my shoe's not even on, dude. My shoe's not on. Dude.
Shut up. Now, tell me your take. Go.
You shut up, dude.
Give your take.
Tell me my takes.
How old are you?
Older.
That's a child. That is 100% a child. 100% that's a child. Glasses Babe, thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's please complete the super chat goal tonight. It helps push the live. But in all honesty, I wasn't really even going to come on here today. That's why I'm a little late. So let me just play this really quick. Because it's relevant. I need everyone to take a listen to this really quick. Okay? It's very important. Very, very important, people, that you hear this. Very important. It's not long.
Whole thing that, never fight the news, but you have no choice because it's almost like they become radicalized. But you are fighting the news, but you can beat them. That's why I'm standing here. I mean, I had Kamala. I was beating Joe by 30 points. And then they changed him. That's like a fighter in the ring. He's losing. And they said, let's put somebody else in to take his place. Very unfair. They changed in the middle of the election. They said, he's going to lose, so let's give somebody else. And fortunately, she was just as bad as him. Probably slightly. I don't know. Would you say as bad or worse? Close. Pretty close. But it took 6 weeks. It was a honeymoon period. 6 weeks. It took 6 weeks to find out that she didn't have what it takes. But you got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things. They are mean and smart. But fortunately for you, they have horrible policy. They can be smart as can be, But when they want open borders, when they want, as I said, men and women's sports, when they want transgender for everyone, bring your kids in, we're going to change the sex of your child. Just send them our way. In some cases, like in Minnesota, they don't even tell the parents. Is that right? And nobody believes it when I say it. I think we have 6 states. Nobody, am I correct? Okay, Tom Emmer said yes, so. But it's true. Where the kid comes back, they keep the kid.
This was today, folks, completely unhinged during the House GOP retreat. Let me finish it real quick. Sheffy, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Let's go, dude. And Happy Lily, thank you for contributing to the gift and goal. Both of you, appreciate it. Let's go.
Operate on the kid. They don't tell the parents. It's not believable. We have great, solid common sense policy. They have horrendous policy. What they do is they stick together. They never have a no vote. They impeached me. I never knew I was going to be impeached. I get a phone call. You just got impeached. I said, what does that mean? It took them 10 minutes. They impeached the president of the, who did a damn good job. I rebuilt our military, Space Force. I got everything. I did a lot. They impeached me for nothing, twice for nothing. Fortunately, you were on our side. And
MAGA, we're not interested. If you want to talk to me, call the phone number. It's right there. 908-652-3703. If you want to call in and ask me questions, call the phone number. Okay?
And we were unanimous. And the second time, the few people in this little group, like Rice and this, they're all gone. Every one of them is gone, except one that we're going to sort of let ride with. Some guy that has a state that you might as well just let him ride. But think of it, everyone's gone. Everyone's gone. It makes me feel so good. I don't want to feel vicious, but I'm so happy that everyone. And they're seriously gone, too. They lost in landslides. This guy named Rice, he lost by 48 points. Right? Remember him? Oh, no, there he is. What a job you did. Run against this guy Rice. That night they had riots. So they said, who the hell? Just give me somebody. A warm body. And then, no, it has to be a living, breathing person. And then if I could get a genius, it would be good. And we got a guy who is so good. He's been, I think, are you happy with him? I think so. Stand up, bro. He's great. I said, where does he come from? He's like a senator, state senator or something. I said, all right. I spoke to him one time. I said, you're accepted. But little did I realize how good he was. You did a great job. You've done a great job, and the people love him. So he has done a great job. I just want to say this. I haven't read one word on this thing. Who the hell else could do this? And I think I gave you something. It's just a roadmap. And it's a roadmap to victory. You have so many good nuggets. You have to use them. If you can sell them, we're going to win. Because we've won 2 races in like 50 years. It's, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but just don't fight it. It doesn't make sense. There have been 2, and they were unusual circumstances. So whether it's a Republican or Democrat, whoever wins the presidency, the other party wins the midterm. And it doesn't make sense because we've had the most successful year probably in the history. They say, and now you add what happened essentially yesterday, we've had the most successful first year of any president in history. And it should be a positive and make it a positive. So with that, I leave you. I do. And I started by saying I love you all, and I'll end by saying I love you. You're amazing people. What you do for this country is incredible. And thank you all very much. Thank you.
One thing I've noticed.
Completely unhinged. Completely unhinged. This went on for an hour and 45 minutes. An hour and 45 minutes. All right, Billy, you're gone for the permanently, guys. Billy Talent is in here again. He comes every single day and complains about people giving me super chats. I just permanently hit his account, so you'll never see him again. But I want you guys to make sure you complete the super chat goal on behalf of Billy. I just permanently hit his account, so you'll never see it again. Laura, thank you for the $20 super chat. He is out of this world unhinged. He's gone. Thank you so much, Laura. Billy's really triggered right now. Leech Kyle, thank you for the $5 super chat. Tom Emmer is one of the Republican stains on Minnesota. Trump's speech today was the ramblings of a dementia-riddled brain. Let me tell you something, Kyle. And I've seen a lot of unhinged Trump stuff. That was about the worst I've ever seen. Not exaggerating. That was the most unhinged, insane hour and 45 minutes I've ever seen. That's not even a quarter of it. Yeah, just keep hiding them anytime you see Billy. Billy's going to be permanently hidden. He'll have to keep making accounts. He's furiously making another one right now, I guarantee you. He's really triggered by super chats. Alicia says, keep crying, Billy. Keep crying, Billy. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Billy, your time would be better spent trying to go do something than complain about me, because everyone's just going to support more. You understand? It's a waste of time. Cakes. Thank you so much, Cakes, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Cakes. Appreciate you, Cakes. Billy's extra pissed now. Emily's blunt. Thank you so much on behalf of Silly Billy. See, Billy, you're better off just keeping your mouth shut. Shouldn't have never said anything, Billy. There he is again. He's gone again. He's back in here again, guys. He's back in here spamming again, and everybody's donating. Billy, they're donating because of you. Emily's blunt. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you so much, Emily. Judy B, thank you so much. Can you guys imagine how mad Billy is right now? Can you imagine? The guy is going to the trouble of making new accounts to come in and complain about super chats, and every single time he gets muted. And he just keeps making. That's how mad he is, dude. He is so mad. Judy, thank you so much, Judy. Hey, Adam and everyone, Trump's gone over the edge. This one is for Billy. Man, he's super mad, dude. But isn't that funny, though? He's wasting his time. Like, can you imagine spending your night doing that? And you're like causing more people to donate. Keep going, Billy. It's really helping me. Thank you so much, Billy. Keep crying. Your jealousy, I use it as fuel. See, I've taken the MAGA jealousy and I actually use it as fuel. It's my diesel. We call it Muppet Diesel, right? Rosario, thank you so much, Rosaria. Thank you, Rosaria. Appreciate you for becoming a tadpole. Thank you so much for joining the club. Listen, if you're a Trump, why are Trump supporters not calling in right now? I have a phone number literally on the screen. 908-652-3703. You could call in right now and tell me if you support what's happening in Venezuela, if you support Trump, any of these things. Any of these things. But you know that there's no defending the stuff in Venezuela. Listen, I know it's difficult to defend Trump at this point. I know you've reached the point where it's difficult, and I know I came on a little bit later than normal today, but I know that you're out there. I know there's a Trump supporter watching right now considering whether or not they should call. And let me just tell you, I'm the one telling you, you should call. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what the Trump supporter has to say. I really do. So call in and tell me. Let's hear it. Give us the deets, they call it. Call in. It's pronounced Venezuela. Let's hear it. Call in. No, it has everything to do with his jealousy of me, trust me. That's exactly why. Call in right now, 908-652-3703. The MAGA world is crumbling. Yes, it is. Angel Blue Eyes, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Let's go. They really are scared, aren't they? How long have we been live? About 20 minutes. We went live late today. I have a bunch of shit going on. So. Listen, yeah, no, I believe that. Listen, here's the thing. They don't need. MAGA's there. They support him. The point is they're in hiding because you quite literally can't defend this behavior. You can't defend it. You just, at this point, have to admit he's a fascist, authoritarian. He doesn't care about the law. Listen, why are any of us shocked? You mean to tell me a convicted felon is breaking the law? You mean to tell me a convicted felon doesn't care about international law? Of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. Why would he? Why the hell would he? It's sickening. The only hate I get are from Trump supporters. Are you a Trump supporter? Because right now, all we have is supporters in here. Are you one? Because I'm sensing you're a Trump supporter. That's right, Alpha. He takes whatever he wants. Please tell me you found Gleb. We did. We did. Actually, it wasn't me who found him. Somebody found him and messaged me on Instagram. His name is... Let's see. They found him in about 3... Listen, my chat doesn't play. Cameron Williams. Misperception, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Misperception. In memory of Billy. Misperception, let's go. We still want to see the files. Dude, it's so disappointing nobody's talking about the files anymore. It's so disappointing. I mean, I am, but like generally the country has been successfully redirected now to something else. Fucking sad. Dr. Smoke says, in memory of Billy, Billy, in the arms of an angel. Not that Dana. Thank you for the $4.99. Billy, meet Adam at the dojo to show off your karate. Back kicks. High kicks. He's the best high kicker in the country. If you are a Trump supporter, call in. 908-652-3703. Let's hear your take. Do you support what's happening in Venezuela? And why do you support it? As a Trump supporter, why do you support this? Okay, so call in right now. Call in. Call in. Call the phone number. Call the phone number. Call the phone number. That's what you need to do. If you're not hiding, call the phone number. Yeah, well, we came on a little late, too, so I kind of fucked things up. But I had no choice. I literally had no choice. And tonight I'm going to sleep like a baby too because I don't feel that great. But I'm here anyway, streaming regardless. So I always make sure, a lot of people would have just blown off tonight and said, I'll just be there tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow and they wouldn't care. But I have an obligation. If I say I'm streaming, then I do it. Most of the time I'm there when I say I'm going to be. Oh, my God. Why aren't you calling in, Tech is so Ron? Why are you typing in the chat? Let's have a conversation. Go get your mom's phone and call in.
From
Rob.
Yeah, are you Tech is so Ron?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you the Ron guy?
Let me get off my, I'm sorry, dude. Let me get off my headphone too. I'm doing this service here.
Turn off the Bluetooth.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. I apologize.
All right. Are you
What were
the
you
guy
saying?
Tech is so Ron or no?
Am I what?
The guy in chat.
Yeah, Ron.
The guy Tech is so Ron. That's your username, right?
Ron. No, my
Okay.
username is Beyond BS.
Okay. Well, there's a guy in chat. His name is Tech is so Ron. So that's why I was asking. You said your name was Ron.
Oh no,
So-
that's not me, dude. That's not me. I don't know.
Okay. I needed to know if
Yeah,
that was you.
I don't know
'cause
who that is.
All right. Now, go ahead.
Okay.
What's your take on Venezuela?
Cool. I think that's pretty smart what President Trump's doing. The Venezuela people are thrilled, but all the reports, what they're finding out, what they told him was, look, if you go in and you just go nuts and you could take out the leader, who's really not even recognized by anybody in the UN, but take him out. But if you want to have massive regime completely overhaul, it's going to be a mess. And there's a chance that if you give the new VP, say this is what our demands are, she saw what just happened, the big boy, that there's a good chance they're going to comply. And if they don't, well, go to the next step.
That's not how the law works, Ron.
But
So,
we
Nikki,
did this.
Nikki, thank you so much for the 19.
No, it does work that way.
No, it doesn't. So let's talk about if the law works that way. What specific?
Well, that's a big federal law. It was a criminal. It was a. Go ahead, man.
You all think you know what you're talking about, and you don't. Can you tell me what U.S. law says that a federal criminal?
Don't talk about me as them. I'm individual, just like you.
Okay. Federal law does not allow for the United States government to go into another country, topple its leadership, use military forces, and then occupy that government, that country. That does not justify that anywhere.
We're not occupying it.
Yes, you are.
We're not occupying it.
Yes, you are. What are you talking about?
Really? What are
Yeah.
the forces on the ground?
They are there.
The existing regime is in power with the BP.
First of all, we're
not.
there.
We're not occupying. We're giving them options.
Wrong. So Donald Trump just said today.
No, it's not wrong.
Okay, guy, I'm not going to argue facts with you. I'll play for you. Donald Trump literally saying today, we are running Venezuela. Who's running Venezuela? He said, we are. I am in charge. We are running Venezuela. And then they said,
he's giving
shut
them
up,
options,
guys,
dude.
shut up. I'm not going to listen to you tell me that I didn't hear what I heard today. Listen, I'm going to hang up.
I thought you didn't believe Trump anyway.
I'm going to hang up on you, and you're going to go look this up. I'm not arguing facts with you. You can Google it. Is Donald Trump running as the United States?
Go ahead and tell me. You know what? Forget what I think. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Fuck what I think. Tell me what you think. I'm open.
Okay. First of all, it's illegal. Let's establish 3 points. Okay.
Okay.
There's 3 parts to this. Sorry, there's 3 parts to this. Okay. One is international law.
Uh-huh.
It is in violation of UN Charter, Article 2, Section 4, okay, regarding state sovereignty. Specifically, narco trafficking is not justified as an imminent threat. It doesn't justify infringing on a country's sovereignty. Domestically, right, it's in violation of the War Powers Resolution. It requires congressional approval, where we absolutely would need a congressional resolution for this to be legal. You cannot use a federal criminal indictment to justify military action and occupation. Number 3, and most importantly, historical precedent shows us that the United States has consistently claimed they're going to install functioning democratic systems in foreign countries with cultural differences, and every single time it creates a power vacuum, resulting in more dangerous people taking power. What happened in Iraq specifically? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. But when you're done, can I rebuttal it all?
I need to ask you, what happened in Iraq?
Well, we know what happened in Iraq. It was a shit show, but they're very culturally different than the people that are in Venezuela who have democracy.
We have
and were thriving 7 years ago.
We have cultural differences with people in Venezuela as well, right? There are bad.
They're a tribal type of. Are you comparing the Iraqis to the Venezuelan people?
Absolutely. There are
well, then Venezuela 27 years ago they were the jewel of Central America. They had the third best economy in 1965.
Can I finish? This is
it's not. It's a fact. They had a democracy for decades.
Up. This has nothing to do with what I'm saying, and it's not relevant.
For socialism, dude.
All right, I'm gonna hang up on you. I can't do this today.
I'll be more than happy to listen.
Then shut the fuck up.
Can I rebuttal when you're done?
What happened in Iraq? Yes,
How do you have to talk like that?
All right. Have a good day. I'm not doing it today. I'm not doing it. If you're going to be stupid and you're just going to keep yapping, I'm just going to hang up on you. I'm not interested. You're not going to tell me that there's a difference. There are distinct cultural differences. You think it's particular to Iraq. We've done this all over the globe, simpleton. All over the globe. When the United States picks a puppet and installs that puppet, right, in a foreign country, people in that country don't have respect for that puppet. Okay? It undermines their domestic legitimacy. Okay? Shut your face.
Call from.
You gonna shut your mouth? All right, we got another caller. Let's take this one. Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
Call from.
Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I mean, not like a huge one, but like, yeah.
What do you mean, not like a huge one?
Well, I think he's like entertaining.
Guys, Trump supporters, make sure you call in. We're not interested in your crying. I am forever your father for eternity, right? So call in so we can baptize you and send you out. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Yeah, no, I think he's like entertaining, but as like a good president, no, he's not great.
Okay, do you support what's happening? Do you support what's happening in Venezuela? All I ask is when I'm talking, you shut the fuck up. All right? What's happening in Venezuela? I don't know where the fuck my mods are. They're just gone, too. I'm modding my own chat simultaneously here. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Oh, like us jacking the president and like taking him to New York or whatever?
Yeah. Do you support it? Do you support a country's sovereignty?
No, it's fucking insane, dude. Could you imagine if another country did that to us?
And they're about to.
Like what? You think so? I don't think.
Not with us specifically, but they're going to do it with.
They're
going to do it with other countries, not us specifically. But like, for instance, China's going to invade Taiwan. So what's going to happen now is other countries are going to feel not only are they justified in infringing on another nation's sovereignty, but also that they need to in order to keep up with the United States. These countries are constantly in competition to be the world's superpower, to remain competitive with the United States, China specifically, right? Russia. These countries are going to feel compelled to do what the United States is doing. China has no choice but to take Taiwan.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility, but like at the same time, I think that like Taiwan Semiconductors is heavily backed by the U.S. and like a lot of investors are into that. Even like Warren Buffett threw millions or billions
That
of
doesn't
dollars
prevent
into
an
it.
invasion. China's,
That one's more of a mix.
no, China's ready to invade
No,
Taiwan
I don't think it
right
would.
now.
I mean, it's still a possibility.
China's ready to invade
Yeah,
Taiwan
no, I still
right
think
now.
it's a possibility. I think it's
But
less
let's just break this
I think
down,
it's less
okay?
likely when the U.S.
According to international law, do you think this is illegal?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. Dude, you can't just do that. It makes it the law of the jungle.
Okay, perfect.
Like,
This
might
guy
make
keeps spamming
right.
the chat. Why did you put me on hold? Because you can't shut your mouth. You can't shut up. When I say shut up, you shut up, right? It's that simple. I'm not interested in you telling me because these people are Muslim, it means they're not going to try and undermine a U.S. puppet government. That's what's happened all over the world. I don't need to give examples only in the Middle East. This has happened across the globe. So let's start with international law. Do you think this is illegal according to international law?
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, and
I
domestically?
think a lot of countries spoke like against it.
Absolutely. What about domestically?
Oh, did I lose you?
No. Here,
Like here, like should we?
yeah.
I'm confused on what you're
In the
asking.
United States, domestic law, is it in violation of our Constitution? Did it require congressional authorization?
I'm sure you probably know way more about that than me, but I'm sure it does.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
The Constitution gives Congress the power, right?
I mean, it's
The
kind of
president-
just common sense kind of stuff.
If we're talking about, like, regardless, we're talking about a somewhat of a sustained effort here. They have to remain in the country. Trump has said we're going to run their country. Like, the last guest doesn't know what he's talking about. You can go look it up. Donald Trump says we're running Venezuela. That's a sustained effort, meaning it would require congressional authorization, right? Authorization for use of military force. You have to have some clear statutory basis for what you're doing, which they don't have. Okay? If they want to serve a federal search warrant or they want to make an extradition request, they can do that. But that's not what this is, right? This is an invasion and an occupation. Right? They can frame it any way they want. They can try and establish its legal basis by saying we're serving a federal arrest warrant. That doesn't make it any more legal, right? You can't do this.
No, it's totally illegal.
So
yeah, but the thing is, the guy who can make deals couldn't make a deal with Venezuela to do this in a I'm sure they probably would have taken a deal where we could have built infrastructure to use some of their oil and they would get some kind of piece of it instead of we're just like fuck it, let's just grab it. It's like that's insane. It's not like the U.S. empire is gonna last forever. When you make it the law of the jungle,
agreed.
It's gonna
100%.
come. What is it called? Like the roosters come home to whatever. At some point, it's gonna come back to us, and it's gonna suck.
I agree 100%. And I think that's why I'm saying it's not just about like the United States. Like it's not specifically about a country like retaliating against the United States. We're talking about other countries are going to laugh if the United States tries to talk about, infringing on a state's sovereignty. Now, it's funny because I heard the administration talking about, well, their leader was illegitimate. He's a dictator. Since when does a country having a dictator affect their state sovereignty? That's not true either. Like I said, guys, go look this stuff up. You absolutely 100% cannot do this. Them having an illegitimate leader has
why wouldn't we get stop
what,
from doing that to Saudis?
Well, they're trying. Yeah, they're trying to. Well, anyone like all over the globe, there's dictators, right? It wouldn't justify. It wouldn't mean that this is no longer a sovereign nation, right? Whether you have an illegitimate. Now, it certainly affects diplomacy, but it doesn't affect sovereignty, and that's what they were trying to argue. They were trying to claim that if the leadership is illegitimate, then they're not technically sovereign. I'm sitting there watching this on TV. I'm like, what? That's not true. The fuck? So they're writing their own rules, clearly.
The whole fact that
hold on one second, dude. Hold on one second, dude. Crawford, thank you so much, Crawford. Says Trump announced that he will personally control 50 billion gallons of Venezuelan oil to benefit us and the Venezuelan people. How is this legal? It's not, Crawford. It's incredibly fucking illegal. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, it's not going to benefit us. You know what's going to benefit? It's going to benefit those corporations. Like, okay, if you like investing in their stocks, that's one thing. That might make you a penny out of it. But no, you're not getting any of that free oil or any of that. I don't know where your head's at.
I think they're talking.
Didn't we just do this?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people argue it strengthens the U.S. dollar. I don't think people understand like what this means for the rest of the world. You can't now tell any other country not to do whatever the fuck they want. You've established this precedent now. And that's why you saw Marco Rubio on television kind of try and give somewhat of a state-sponsored answer when he was asked about this, because he understands. Marco Rubio is one person in this administration that knows, that is smart enough to understand this is illegal. I don't think Trump cares. I think you could try and explain to Trump, well, just because it's an illegitimate president doesn't mean that they're not sovereign. He would just look at you like, I don't know what you're even saying. I don't care. He's zero interest in the law. Marco Rubio understands the consequences. Marco Rubio is smart enough to understand there are real serious consequences internationally for doing things like this. And that's why Marco's trying to give an answer, and then Trump comes back and goes, no, we're running their government. We are running. Trump's like, no, we're running their government. Yeah. And then the press is like, who do you mean we're running? He goes, me. I guess me and Pete and J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, and he just rattles up people that he goes, but me. And he's right. At least he's telling the truth. He is. They are running it. At least he's not trying to pretend. Marco's trying to give this snaky state-sponsored BS answer, but the answer is Trump is doing it. At least he's telling the truth. He's right. He is the one doing it. He is controlling it. And that's right there what makes it illegal. Even if they just let's say they just arrested Maduro, you'd be able to at least attempt to argue, right, that we were serving a search warrant. Whatever the case is, you still obviously would have serious complications. But that would be your legal basis for what you did. Hey, this person's causing imminent harm. We served a federal search warrant. This is how it had to be done, blah, 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 blah. But you're not, once you stay there and occupy that country, that all goes right out the window. Mother of Sassoles, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat, and not another one. Thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you expect from little Marco, though? But they're all embarrassing. They all obviously know this is so messed up, but they're all on their own careerist path. And I mean, that's what they want. They don't care what it takes to get their end goal of power. They'll follow Trump right into the gates of hell if they need to.
That's the problem.
Wild.
Yeah, we don't have enough people who care about this country, the long-term health of this country. They're opportunists is the word you're looking for. That's exactly what they are. They're opportunists. Marco absolutely understands this is wrong, and you're correct. He understands that it's an opportunity for him. I think it's possible Marco runs for president. I think it's possible it's not J.D. Vance and it's Marco Rubio. Marco's got way more experience.
I think they both have, but they're so like unpopular. Like they don't have the charisma that Trump has, even though he says the dumbest shit all the time.
I think Marco probably would be better than JD, though. I think Marco would be better than JD.
Oh, yeah. JD's hard to look at. Look at his face. You're like, oh, my God, what happened to you, dog?
He's so full of shit. His eyes are brown. But thank you so much for calling in, dude. Appreciate you. Take care. If you are a Trump supporter, call in 908-652-3703. I feel like crap tonight. Lees, thank you so much. Thanks for saying what we all want to say to these Muppets. Thank you, Lees. Appreciate you. Not another one. Ven oil is salty. What do you mean Ven oil is salty? Yeah, he's so full of shit. His eyes are brown. Not another one. Thank you so much. Sherry, thank you so much, Sherry. Yeah, but Ashley, your eyes aren't brown because you're full of shit. His eyes are brown because they're full of shit, because he's full of shit. Marco Rubio is a guy that the Republicans originally wanted to be the man. They thought he was the man. Him and Ted Cruz were rising stars in that party. That didn't work out because they're both full of shit. They're both full of crap. So Marco sees obviously an opportunity. Marco's not a dumb guy. He's really not. He's just full of shit. It's that simple. I heard a geologist talk about Venezuela's oil. Oh, that's interesting. I'll check it out. I don't know much about it. I mean, I understand the basics, but I never heard that term. 903, what's going on? Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh, yeah, I'd say so, yes.
Why do all of you say, I'd say so, I think so, kind of? Why don't you just say, yes, I am a Trump supporter?
Well, I actually called to hear your opinion.
Oh, my opinion is that this is bad.
Yes, I'm a Trump supporter.
Yeah, my opinion is this is not good.
It's what?
Huh? Are you lagging or something?
I guess it was lagging or something, yeah.
That's probably why.
Now I can hear you.
So basically what I'm saying is that it's bad. If it was good, I would say it was good. I think what this does is potentially sparks, and I know this seems hyperbolic really, which is why I've avoided saying this is going to cause World War III, because that's not, that seems like hyperbole, right? Like you wouldn't, if someone said that, I would not listen to it. You know, it seems very hyperbolic. But in this circumstance,
right,
I actually believe it is the case. I think it could be the thing we look back on historically that caused worldwide conflict. I think it could be as simple as China tries to take Taiwan, Russia and the Ukraine situation there, Iran and Israel. I mean, think about it. Let's go through it, right? Ukraine and Russia are stuck on the same two sticking points they've been stuck on for I don't know how long. The Donbass region and security assurances, right? Russia does not want to withdraw from the Donbass region. They control 90%. They don't feel, well, they just don't want to. They're exerting their power and their influence. They don't need to do that. So that's what they're doing there. Ukraine has now conceded again and offered, hey, let's demilitarize the region, right? But it can remain in Russia's ownership.
Right.
So they're stuck still. The point is they're stuck on the same thing they were stuck on initially. You have Iran and Israel, right? We have no real diplomatic solution to prevent to prevent Iran from creating weapons-grade enriched uranium. Trump dropped a bunker buster on Iran to destroy their enrichment facilities. We're 3 months or whatever, or however many months removed from that, a few months, and we're already talking about dropping bombs on them again. That situation is going to come to a head at some point. You also have an uprising right now happening in that country.
Think about the Iranian uprising. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
I don't think anything of it. I support the people of Iran, so that's all I really would have to say about it. I support the people.
I just wondered if you thought it was seriously going to be overturn the government.
I don't think so.
There.
I really don't think so, but we'll see what happens.
No?
Probably not, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, you have that situation. You have China and Taiwan. You have all these things happening, but now these countries, especially China, almost has to do this because you have to compete with the United States, right? You're now under more pressure because the United States has now become technically more powerful. No doubt about it. And so you're going to have to do something to compete. And once these countries start competing for power and the respect for a state's sovereignty goes right out the window, you have a recipe for disaster. Listen, we're talking the same type of shit that caused World War III, right? Like this is not impossible. It seems hyperbolic because you don't believe that it's possible because it's been so long. But promise me, I promise you, it is not impossible, and it could happen very quick. Like it could turn around very quick. All China has to do is attempt to invade Taiwan, and it's on. It is on. So.
Yeah. Well, you don't think the economics, like how China's kind of tied to us, we don't take their exports, they're kind of screwed. You don't think the economics will keep a balance there?
I don't know. I think China is likely to invade Taiwan. I don't know if they're going to do it under the Trump administration or not, but I know it's definitely going to happen. Situation because I think that's boiling over. I think Why
did Russia attack? Go ahead.
You mean like originally or recently?
Well, no, when they attacked when Obama was in, and then they attacked again when Biden was in. I don't understand what the motivation there is. Why?
Because they claim. Well, there's a number of different reasons, but primarily has to do with Ukraine's relationship with NATO. It's primarily the reason why.
Oh.
But there is no.
They felt like they were going to become, because I didn't think NATO ever was going to let them in.
They're not. There is no. Well, NATO would take Ukraine, but that hasn't happened. Ukraine's not a NATO country, but Russia doesn't want NATO to expand eastward. They don't want eastward expansion. But there's no tree that prevents eastward expansion. Russia doesn't have a vote, so they claimed they were denazifying the country, but it has everything to do with NATO. Look, what it really has to do with, truthfully, there is no justified reason.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir Putin wants to recreate the Soviet Union. He's long wanted to recreate the Soviet Empire. This is his ultimate goal, to recreate the Soviet Empire.
His big goal, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing, essentially.
But since that has happened, who's recently joined the UN? The Swiss and somebody else. I forgot who it was.
All right, what's this have to do with NATO?
That joined. No, I'm just saying it was like they feared Russia's invasion, so that's what I thought the motivation was. But the Swiss, several months ago, a year ago, joined NATO, which they've always remained neutral. And there was another country, I forgot what it was, joined NATO. I thought that was kind of not strange, but I was like, they're really thinking, because so many people say, well, the Russians aren't going to go past Ukraine, right?
No, they are.
And then you see these countries go, hey, let me in the UN.
They absolutely are.
You don't think his army is like?
Are you talking about Finland?
Yes, Finland, but the Swiss did join the UN.
Yes,
which is strange because they've always stayed neutral.
So again, they will go past Ukraine. I'm almost positive. So nobody knows for sure, but I would be shocked if they don't. Maybe not right away, but I think they are keen on attacking
in the
Poland.
future.
Yeah, why wouldn't they attack Poland? Like they're going to have. People can look at it like the Russia that exists now attacking Poland. Well, first of all, they've already provoked NATO. This has already been somewhat of a thing, but they will be such a stronger country with Ukraine. Like they will have a much stronger foothold in that region. They will be much more capable. Right? They'll be a much richer country too. They will be much more capable militarily of attacking Poland and effectively defending themselves against NATO. I know why they want Ukraine. There's no doubt about it. It just has to do with like their
strategy or strategic.
their military strategy. But that doesn't mean it's right. It's wrong. Ukraine is a sovereign nation. They have a democratically elected leader, and Russia's not allowed to do this.
Sure.
But the point is, the United States, well, who are they now to tell Putin you can't do this? Like, what do you turn around and say, well, but, you know.
Well, they're part of the UN. But the Russians did have I don't think it was a treaty, but they did have some type of, what was it called? You know, I don't. Understanding where Ukraine gave up their nukes.
Budapest.
Yes. And I mean, what was that? It wasn't even worth the paper it was written on.
Well, that's not entirely true. It's a memorandum, not a treaty, but it says the people think that essentially because it lacks available enforcement mechanism. But it's still an agreement, right? You're still supposed to.
Well, the Russians didn't honor it, though, did they?
No.
Yeah.
No, but that's besides the point.
You know, they claimed that they felt like
look at it this way.
They felt like that there was an expansion.
Every time a decision is made, you should be looking at how other countries are viewing the United States. In the case of the Budapest Memorandum, you sign an agreement, yes, lacking binding. It's not binding legally. There's no available enforcement mechanisms. It doesn't make it any less of an agreement to defend them if they're ever invaded, right? Let's say for a second you're Iran right now, right? And the United States and Israel, two of the biggest bullies of the world, are telling you, hey, we want you to surrender your deployment capabilities. We don't want you to, in their case, weapons-grade enriched uranium. We do not want you to develop weapons-grade enriched uranium, right? And we would like to come up with some kind of solution to do that. Why the fuck would Iran? Now, diplomacy is the only way to successfully disarm countries from those capabilities. Historically, we've never disarmed a country, right, successfully without diplomatic action. But in this case specifically, why would any other country in the world trust the United States to surrender the one thing that keeps these authoritarians, these powerful countries from infringing on your sovereignty? You think if Venezuela had nuclear deployment capabilities, the United States would have invaded them? Fuck no. You think that Russia would have infringed on Ukraine's borders if they had nuclear deployment capabilities? No. They look at that Budapest memorandum and they think in their head, I would never trust the United States in a million fucking years, or Israel. What the United States actually is going to be the country to go to other countries and say, guys, you're not allowed to have nuclear deployment capabilities. And by the way, we live in a functioning democratic constitutional republic, and we may elect a guy like Donald Trump who will not respect UN Charter Article 2, Section 4, and will infringe on your state's sovereignty. And if that happens, whoopsie, sorry, we're a democracy, so we can't do anything about it. But listen, you're not allowed to have nukes. The one thing that will keep us out of your fucking country, because that's really what it is. No one's going to use nuclear deployment unless the world's over anyway. It's just a threat. It's a
you don't think that the Iranians, if they had full-scale nuclear power, that they would not
use a tactical
based
nuke.
on the
tactical nuke. I think it's.
Do you believe that they're responsible for the terroristic groups abroad there, like the Houthis and the
I think they're
Hezbollah and all those groups? You don't think those are
obviously, dude? Obviously, but that's not the point. The point is, who are we to tell these countries that they can't possess those capabilities? We, even in the case of the Budapest Memorandum, when we signed on to a diplomatic resolution to disarm the Ukrainian government, to make the world a safer place, we didn't follow through with our end of the deal. Why in God's name would you sign on with the United States when they won't defend you when you get invaded? I don't understand how people don't see this.
When did that happen?
It makes me want to pull my.
I agree with you. When did that originally happen?
1994.
Was that under Obama?
No.
That the Russians originally?
No, 1994.
Who was in office then? Bush.
In 1994.
Okay, I don't even remember who was the president then. It's hard for me to remember. I'm old.
So
94, was that Clinton?
Clinton
or Bush?
Clinton. 1994 Budapest Memorandum. So here's the point. I can't imagine in a million years trusting the United States. I just
Really?
can't. Hell no. Hell to the
Okay.
fuck no. I live here. I don't want the United States to be in trouble internationally. I want these relationships to be strong, and I want people to trust us because I believe the United States has some of the time, the probably the most honest intentions out of a lot of other, like I think a lot of other countries don't. I think the United States sometimes, at least partially, tries to do the right thing. That's all out the window now, though. Now it's 0%. Before it was like 20%. They try and do the right thing, right? Now it's 0%. There's no reason for
it's just hard for me to trust the Iranians when they've done, and it seems like they've broken, every treaty or whatever. It just seems like they've never honored anything. And they seem to be the disabling factor or variable in the Middle East.
They didn't honor what?
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't honor the UN inspections. And that's widely reported. They literally told the UN inspectors to pound sand.
Wait. You're
what the New York Times reported when I read it, but that was
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the inspections they had. No, they had the inspections, and even up till before Trump blew up their nuclear facilities, which they probably have something else elsewhere. But when he blew those up, it was just like a month before. If even the UN Council that does the inspections, right? They released a report that said they still are not complying with what they're supposed to as far as our inspectors. Well, the inspectors can't do anything; they just go.
They may not have completely comply, but they did comply some of the time. Regardless, you had some kind of diplomacy. Don't say they didn't comply at all, because they did comply in the beginning.
Right. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Right.
So regardless, it allowed for the most intrusive inspection.
But did the diplomacy, and I'm glad you said that, the diplomacy, you made a good point, the diplomacy that was invoked in Ukraine, that diplomacy didn't work, obviously.
It worked more than what you're doing now. It worked better than what you're doing now.
What is a
You're
like
just
what?
dropping bombs. You have. What do you mean? What? First of all, you just claimed they were honoring some, if not most, of what they were supposed to do, which they were, right? But furthermore,
right.
your solution now is we're just going to continuously drop bunker busters on their enrichment facilities.
No, I don't think.
Yes,
no, I don't.
are.
Oh, you're talking about that range. I was jumping. I'm sorry. I was back over on our. It's my fault. I was back on Ukraine.
Okay, what
as
about
far
Ukraine?
as like the diplomacy didn't work there?
Well,
the diplomacy in that case didn't work. Obviously, like you said, we didn't honor our part.
We didn't honor our part.
Putin's a nut.
Yeah, Putin's the one that broke that agreement. But again, there's nothing in the Budapest Memorandum that said there could be no eastward expansion of NATO. So he didn't have justification in breaking that agreement, right? It doesn't say not to.
But there wasn't a big push for Eastern. Was there a big push for Eastern development or expansion by UN?
By NATO.
He didn't have a justification.
UN.
By NATO, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Know those aren't
NATO,
the
you're
same
right.
thing,
You're right.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Sure. I am.
Okay.
I'm just getting a little old, man. You have to bear with me.
I understand, but you're confusing me when you say you can't use them interchangeably in a conversation.
No, you're right. You're right.
So
my grandkids have to correct me too.
The answer is going to be different, obviously. So, anyways, just to simplify this point before I move on here, is that
sure
there is zero reason why any country would trust the United States in this situation. I've said from the very beginning, I'll go even a step further. It's beyond just that. I would say the United States caused this to happen. So if you're Iran, why would you surrender your capabilities? You'd be trying to develop this weapon as quickly as you possibly can. It's the one thing that will keep Israel out of your fucking country.
Why do you think they're so animate, meaning the Israelis and the Americans, us, are so animate based on supposedly their intel that the Iranians can never have a functional
Because they think they're
nuclear,
gonna attack
because
Israel.
even the Iranians said they just want
Because
it for
they think
peaceful reasons. They've claimed
Well, no, it's not though.
they claim they don't want to build a bomb.
Yeah, but the problem is that
Haven't they claimed that?
yeah, but again, they're talking about
Haven't the Iranians claimed that they didn't want to?
yes, but the percentages are what prove that, right? If you had they're talking about a civilian nuclear program. They obviously are claiming they want that, but Israel thinks they're going to like drive a nuclear weapon in the back of a truck into their country and kill everyone. And so that's their narrative that they perpetuate. But Israel's the one that's constantly bombing people. Why the fuck wouldn't you be afraid that you might get retaliated against, right? That's the point.
Well, was there a bit of peace? Was there a bit of peace between the 2000? Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm just asking you your opinion. 2016, there was a land for peace trade, and there was no occupation by the Israelis, and the people in Palestine were like, "Hey, you got the land. We're going to deoccupy, and you do your thing." And then was that not the case for up until October 7th of 23?
A peace agreement? You're talking about the
well, I wouldn't call it a peace agreement. They land for peace is what they call it. Whatever they call it. It's where the Israelis said, "I'm going to get the fuck out of Gaza and quit occupying."
You're talking about the Security Council resolution thing, yes.
2016, where the Israelis deoccupied Gaza.
I don't remember if it was 2016.
And there was still tension.
I can't remember what the year
That's
was.
what I had. Yeah, but the Israelis got the fuck out of Palestine.
But regardless,
it might have been, but they got out, right?
The point is that you look at this. You live in the United States or you live in Israel, like you're the good guy. You're not, right? You tell countries you're not allowed to have these capabilities. Then countries that agree and sign diplomatic solutions, you betray them in those agreements. You say, okay, you know what? I trust the United States and Israel. Let's do it. I'm going to surrender these, and guys, you'll trust me. Okay. And then when you get invaded, then
look what happens.
And then 2 years later, the United States says, "Yeah, I don't trust you anymore. You know, we think you're corrupt. We're not going to defend you anymore."
In your opinion, right?
That's
in your opinion.
Up,
do you think that it is fucked up? Do you believe the Abraham Accords could be a solidifying factor?
No.
Where Saudi Arabia, Jordan, whoever.
No.
You don't think so?
No. The Abraham Accords they don't even recognize.
I think that's why October 7th happened.
Yeah. Because they didn't recognize Palestinian statehood. That's why. Listen, I'm going to move on to the next caller. Thanks for calling in. See if we can get another Trump supporter over here. 908-652-3703. 908-652-3703. I just don't understand why people get stuck in this, like, United States. Like, are you still that gullible that you think the United States and Israel are the good guys? Like, you're not. You know what I mean? Like, should be talking about January 6th. Dude, I have talked about January 6th to death. You want me to debate it again? All right, let's do it with the next guest. I'll debate it with the next guest. Watch them get cooked. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So I have a request to debate January 6th since today is January 6th. So was January 6th an insurrection? Go.
Wait. You remember me? I was here last night, but you hung up on me.
I don't, but I'm going to cook you now. Was January 6th an insurrection? Yes or no?
What's an insurrection? Define that.
An uprising against the government.
An uprising, like define an uprising.
So, for instance, the word insurrection is referenced in Section 3 of the 14th Amendment specifically. An uprising against the government, I classify January 6th an insurrection specifically because of the attempt, successfully, by the way, to interfere with a constitutionally protected process in this certification.
I mean, yeah, we would have taken over if we had the chance. We weren't going to do it, for sure.
Okay, so then you admit that Donald Trump is not constitutionally eligible according to the insurrection provision of the Constitution?
Like he can't go back in because he tried to do an insurrection? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so like let me establish why, right? When you talk about an insurrection, so you think he did or he didn't do it. Was it an insurrection or not?
It wasn't a successful one, but yeah, I think we would have tried to take over, yeah.
An insurrection doesn't have to be successful. Wait a second. I've never had anyone admit this. Typically, people try and get me to prove intent, and they say,
what else was it? I mean, we went in there and we were like, oh, he wasn't.
But hold
Joe
on,
Biden isn't the president.
This is fascinating, folks. This is fascinating. This is the first.
I was on here yesterday.
I gotta give this guy
dude.
credit.
You don't remember me.
No, I seriously have to give this Muppet credit. Guys, this guy's just straight up admitting, yes, we would have overthrown the government had we successfully done what we wanted to do that day. He's admitting it.
Absolutely. But you got to answer my question, too. You got to be honest, too. But
Okay.
Absolutely, dude.
I can't believe
Absolutely.
that. No, I mean
if
that.
the government
I've never
didn't
seen
have
that.
if the government didn't have F-35s, if we could just fucking go in there and be like, you know what, it was stolen. And they were like, okay, we back down. It's yours. Fuck yeah, we would have. You think Trump would have been like, oh, no, we got to give it to you guys. It would have gone either way.
What did you just say?
What part?
I don't understand. What was that word salad again? Say that again. What about F-35s? What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is, if the government didn't have we had no chance. There was no chance Trump supporters, including me, would have overthrown the government. Trump's president now. They took over the freaking Capitol. There's just even if there was a 0% chance, I mean, obviously there was a 0% chance of it actually working, but if it did work, all I'm saying is Trump would have accepted it and, Trump supporters would have been happy. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, so you do understand. So every time that I have this conversation, Trump supporters will deny it, right? They'll say, hey, it's not an insurrection. You need to prove intent. He didn't want it to happen. And I go down this long list of trying to.
Well, I don't think Trump was trying to overthrow it. Like that wasn't his goal. I mean, his goal was to fight it in court and prove that it was a false election. So he was trying to reverse the election. He wasn't trying to say, hey, roll in the tanks, buddy.
So
let's fucking take it over.
Yeah, so he
didn't tweet that.
So what he was doing, right, was what was happening, what constitutionally protected process was occurring on the 6th of January?
Constitutionally protected, like the transfer of election?
The certification.
The transfer of power to a new president?
The certification, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know my amendments.
He successfully
by
stopped.
hand.
Huh?
I'm saying I don't know this information. I don't know you. You seem to know more specifics, but yeah, go ahead.
The certification is what happens on January 6th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Donald Trump provoked people to interrupt that process, and then during the course of the insurrection, if you read the superseding indictment in the third criminal indictment, you will see.
Wait. He tried to do what to the process?
He did stop the process for over 7 hours. See, this is why you're taking such a bizarre fucking.
Did he do it, or did everyone else do it? I mean, I don't think he called this whole insurrection to happen. Everybody was pissed off. Everybody thought the election was rigged. It wasn't him. Like he didn't organize this whole thing. I know what you're saying, but
what's up, Polly, brother?
He didn't organize the entire.
Polly, what's up, brother? How you doing? So Section 3, I can't believe we're debating January 6th, but this is funny. So Section 3 of the 14th Amendment says what? Says engaged in, right? He engaged in it by inviting people to the ellipse, provoking them, right? Telling them the election was stolen, right? Convincing them of that, right? Telling them to march to the Capitol. So he engaged in insurrection. These people wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for him. They wouldn't have been mad if it wasn't for him, right? So he's obviously...
No, people were going to be there anyway. I disagree with that, but we can agree to disagree.
Guy, this is the weirdest way to approach this argument ever. I regret ever fucking taking this request, but let's just do this. People were going to be there anyway. So you're telling me if the president hadn't claimed the election was illegitimate or stolen, people still would have shown up on January 6th if Trump never mentioned the election was stolen? He literally did it.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
What?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, he admitted it was false, and then that's what got everyone riled up, yeah.
He admitted it was false.
Yeah. You better answer my question.
He's
I'm
the
fucking
person,
answering you straight
guy,
up. Go ahead.
he's the person that started the narrative that the election was stolen. To claim that people would be there if it wasn't
said yes.
is nothing short of idiotic. Of course he did.
That's your opinion. I'm going to ask you a question, though. That's
okay,
your
go
opinion.
ahead. This is the weirdest way to debate this ever, but go ahead.
Well, what about the news recently about that county that got caught falsifying a bunch of shit? I mean, I forget the name of it.
What'd you just say?
But what about that county that got caught?
They didn't get
all
caught.
those
No county got caught.
I don't want to say got caught, but
they didn't.
All the elections were certified.
No, that's not wrong. I know what you're talking
well,
about.
What
you're saying is incorrect. Well, why don't you show me a source?
What occurred?
You're talking about the signatures, is what you're talking about. Why don't you?
I think it was Fulton County or something like that. They came out with,
and that was just an error that had nothing to do with. That was an election fraud. That wasn't election fraud, dude.
Explain it.
It just.
Well, then what's the difference? How do you know these
accident.
votes were legitimate? The 315,000 votes that didn't have any poll worker signature.
So why don't you pull up?
That's what it was.
Why don't you pull up the source that says they're fraudulent, and we'll look over it. Okay.
Well, there's a million sources. It's Fulton County, the 315,000 votes. You can search
Just
it
give
up.
me the source that claims that, and we'll go over what it says. Sherry, thank you so much.
Go
Sherry.
to Politico. Go to Politico.
Politico doesn't say that.
Fulton County.
Politico doesn't say that. Doesn't say that they're
Are
fraudulent.
you looking it up on your end, or how do you know? I'm looking up Politico.
I did when this happened. I know all about it. It's literally it has nothing to do with fraud. It's just an error.
So then
nothing. Absolutely.
So then, what do the signatures do?
Can you?
Well, then break it down for me.
You
seem to
show
know
me
more. So what do the signatures do?
Listen, I don't need to. You need to provide me the proof that they're fraudulent. You made a claim. Can you show me the source that says that, or I'm not even going to bother going through it.
I need to provide the proof that they're fraudulent. They didn't have signatures.
That doesn't mean they're fraudulent. So can you listen?
I can't
I'm going to
provide
ask you one more time.
No, absolutely no.
Shut up.
It doesn't mean that they're fraudulent.
I'm going to ask you one more
I
time.
answered your question. You're going with the shut up thing.
I just want you to provide a source.
It doesn't mean they're fraudulent. I
Listen,
agree.
Here comes the question.
I agree. It doesn't mean
Can
they're
you
fraudulent.
provide me
the
source? That's all I need.
Provide you the source that says they're fraudulent?
Yes. If you don't have a source,
no, I have a source.
Okay, then it doesn't matter in this conversation.
No, the source says that they don't have signatures.
Show me where it says fraudulent. Show me who's claiming they're fraudulent.
Okay, so we're hung up on fraudulent. Okay. So let's agree that doesn't mean that they're fraudulent.
And
they don't
you
have,
provide. I'm going to ask you one more time. You made a claim.
Oh my God!
Can you
I'm answering your question.
Can you provide me the source that said what you originally said or not? I need to see that source, please. Thank you. Or
what did I originally say? Reiterate it. Reiterate what I originally said.
Now he wants me to argue his point back. You said that there was fraud in Fulton County. I said, no, there wasn't. You said, yes, there was. You said, do you know what I'm talking about? I said, yes.
Let me reframe my
about
question.
The
let me reframe
then
my
you
question.
wanted me to do it. I'm going to ask you one more time.
No. I hear you.
Listen.
I hear you.
This is your last chance.
Let me reframe my question. Let me reframe my question.
Shut the fuck up, you little tick.
Oh my God! Now you don't listen to me anymore.
All right. That was your chance. I'm not screaming over you today. Provide the source that substantiates your claim or don't, but it's not. You can't. That's why you just made it up, right? You're saying what Trump said. You don't have a legitimate source that claims there's fraud. There isn't one. That's why you're refusing to give a source. Keep running, keep crying, but provide a source when someone asks you. This is what we do, right? When you debate something, you provide a source. You don't start crashing out. Just provide a source. Oh, you're going to listen to me now. No, you're going to shut the fuck up and provide a source, or you're going to get kicked. It's that simple. I'm not screaming over you at fucking this time of the night. Shut the hell up and provide a source, Muppet.
Call from.
Boy, you would.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter? That was the
No,
weird.
but maybe CBS News, Courthouse News, NBC News, AJC.com. They all have the source you need.
Oh, and
so
they say it's fraud?
you go find that finally,
Do they
and
say
you might
it's fraud?
figure something out.
Do they say it's fraud? Do they say it's fraud? Oh, he hung up, guys. He's scared to answer. They don't say it's fraud. Nice try. They don't claim it's fraud. You're talking about the missing signatures. We know what you're talking about. They don't say it's fraud. It's not fraud. Goofy. He just called up and said, I'm not a Trump supporter, but CBS News, NBC News, CNBC News, they all say you might want to look it up. Listen, Billy from the Hill. None of those places say fraud. Good try, though. You lose again. That's why you're scared to stay on the phone. I was going to have him read it out loud for us. In fact, you can actually go to Politico, and they have a fact check on this saying it's not fraud. Isn't that remarkable? Isn't that remarkable? It's a procedural error, folks. It's not fraud. Has nothing to do with fraud. And there's not a legitimate source that claims it's fraud. It's that simple. So woke is joke in chat says, Adam's so angry. Why? Because of people like you. That's why. Hold on, he's calling back.
Call from.
John.
Yeah, are you the hillbilly that just called?
I'm not.
All right, hold on
Sorry
one
about that.
second, dummy.
Call
Are
from.
you the hillbilly
Mr.
that...
Peyote.
Oh, God. Peyote, you're not coming on
Why
the show.
do you crash out
Shut
on
the
me?
fuck... You're not... I'm done with you. You called up and embarrassed yourself last night. We're not doing it again. Are you a Trump supporter? Go ahead. Clara, thank you so much for the $6.99 Canadian. Appreciate it. Guys, I would appreciate hitting the thumbs up button, contributing to the gift, and go all those things. I would appreciate it. Go ahead, dude. Per this guy's request, I'm going to attempt to do it one more time. Who was that in the chat that requested this? Whatever their name is, they said they wanted, you should debate one January 6th. Okay. Since that last guy couldn't do it, let's do it. Let's see if this guy can do it, and then we'll get back to Venezuela. Let's start there. All right. Are you a Trump supporter? And what's your first name?
I support some of Trump's policies.
No. Are you a
John
Trump supporter?
28.
What?
If by that you mean, do I support some of Trump's policies? Yes.
No, did you vote for him?
Yes.
Okay. Since today's January 6th, some people wanted to see a January 6th. The last guy couldn't do it. Let's just see. Was January 6th an insurrection, or have you accepted that and moved on? Today, the Proud Boys were at the Capitol building, by the way, folks. This is the fucking leftist hell we live in right now. By the way, guys, this is not reality. We're actually in leftist hell. We died during COVID, and this is our hell. I turned on the TV, and Enrique Tarrio's at the Capitol bragging about how they're patriots and shit. Oh, my God. This is literally, I hate this. I hate everything about this. Go ahead. What's your first name, and was January 6th an insurrection? Go ahead.
Again, it's John. And, yeah, it was an insurrection.
Oh, all right. Well. It's not going to work then. I need somebody who says it's not an insurrection. If somebody doesn't think it was an insurrection, call in really quick. Why is one Trump supporter not willing to say this? Let's just have one debate. This person wanted me to do one debate on January 6th, and I can't find one person that wanted to do it. We'll get back to the Venezuela stuff after. Just want to do one. Is there a Trump supporter out there that doesn't think January 6th was an insurrection, look at the lengths I'm going for you to try and have this fulfill your request. Look at the lengths I'm going. Keith says, by definition, it isn't. Perfect, Keith. That's a great argument. Call in. Let's talk about it. Oh, my God. Guys, call in if you're a Trump supporter and you don't think January 6th was an insurrection. I would appreciate it. It's honestly worse that they admit it's an insurrection but still support him. It's pretty bad, yeah. We say before we'd rather them admit it, but at this point, you really think about it, and it's like, damn, so they're admitting they really don't give a fuck, do they? They don't care if he tried to overthrow the government. They don't care if he's constitutionally ineligible. Jack, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jack. I listen. I thought so. I guess Trump supporters don't want to debate this. I guess they're scared. I don't know. I thought a bunch of people would immediately want to debate this. More people wanted to debate Venezuela than they did this. I guess Trump supporters are just embarrassed to admit that he's an insurrectionist. But don't you have to kind of deny that?
Call from.
If you still support him and say you support the Constitution. Are you a Trump supporter? Thank you, Jack and Piper's Mouth.
Yes.
Okay, and was January 6th an insurrection?
No.
Okay, hold on one second.
Call from.
Thomas.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, I've been watching your watching the live stream so far.
Hold on one second.
And
This
I've been
is
really
Thomas, this is actually Billy. I'm the person who screens the calls for Adam. Can you tell me why you wanted to call in, talk to Adam today?
Well, I just wanted to ask, I guess, some hypothetical questions. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I am kind of curious because I see like a lot of, I guess, like 2003, like reoccurring. And I was just trying to see like his input of, of what's going to happen.
All right,
because,
let me forward you to Keith really quick. Keith is our second in command, and he'll be the last guy before.
All right.
Yeah, this is Keith. You want to talk to Adam?
Yeah.
All right.
If possible.
You stay on the line. We'll put you through in a minute.
Okay.
All right, dude. Do you is January 6th an insurrection? Yes, you said no. Okay. Tell me why. Why don't you think it's an insurrection? Go ahead. Give your take. See, I'm finally fulfilling your request, whoever that was. You better send another super chat for this. Go ahead.
By definition, it wasn't an insurrection.
Okay. What's the definition of an insurrection?
Armed militia to overthrow the government.
It's just an uprising against the government. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be armed, but it was armed. So what about it wasn't the definition? Militias were involved. They were armed. What's your point?
Who was armed?
Multiple people were charged with having a deadly weapon in a restricted area. Multiple people had firearms. I don't know what you mean.
That's a technicality. That's not a definition of a insurrection.
A technicality?
Yes.
What does that
They
mean?
were armed with what? Poles and flags?
No.
It was improvised weapons. It wasn't an intentional weapon.
Excuse me. All right, let me just play something really quick. See if you can listen to this, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Do you have the live stream on?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to play a clip for you really quick, right? Just take a listen to this really quick. This guy says nobody had firearms. It was all improvised devices, even though people were literally charged with having knives, machetes, bats, poles, bear spray, all sorts of things, right?
January 6th arrest came down about 9 a.m. in southwest suburban Summit. FBI.
Stop talking. I'm literally playing a clip of a guy who fired a gun on January 6th at the Capitol.
Agents taking John Banuelos into custody
Capitol
on charges
Police
including
officer.
obstruction and 3 additional gun charges.
No. Are you watching the live? Turn the live stream
no, I'm
on.
hearing it now. Sorry, it's a little delayed.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
All
I'm
right.
listening to it.
Stop talking.
Sorry.
Now to breaking news. We're just learning a West Suburban man has been arrested for taking part in the January 6th Capitol riots.
He's accused of firing a gun outside the U.S. Capitol building. Take a look at these photos from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Investigators say the man climbing scaffolding and waving a gun there is 39-year-old John Banuelos.
So that's just an example. It's like the first thing that came up when I Googled. That's a guy that was hanging off the scaffolding on January 6th, firing a gun in the air. By the way, as he was hanging a MAGA flag. There were guns there.
When was that?
That was on January 6th. And by the way, do you know, like, coincidentally, like, really the point is when you debate this, right, is that one of the only people arrested that night had a firearm on them. Because most of the people, right, who were at January 6th that day went home. So it's impossible for us to gather an accurate inventory of how many weapons were actually there that day because most people went home after the insurrection, right? They weren't arrested. They weren't arrested till later. So we have no idea how many guns were there. People weren't offering that information. But we were able to successfully prosecute people who had weapons that were not able to be concealed and on video cameras inside the Capitol building. And those people, many of them, were charged with having a deadly weapon in a restricted area. It wasn't just improvised devices. That's bullshit. Not true.
How many people were charged with insurrection?
They were charged with seditious conspiracy.
That's not insurrection.
Yes, it is.
So by
Can you look up
then why
really
is
quick?
it called conspiracy and not insurrection? Then
Really?
they would be
Okay.
charged for insurrection and not.
So when someone kills someone, why does the legal term manslaughter in some cases?
Manslaughter.
Why don't they
because
just
it
say?
wasn't
Why don't they just say
intentional.
murder?
They didn't have the intent because there's a difference between murder and manslaughter.
What you're saying? Well, someone died. They killed someone. Why isn't it murder?
On accident, or that wasn't their intention whenever they went there. You have to intentionally want to murder somebody, have a plot and a plan for it to be murder.
So I'm going to be honest with you. You don't know what you're talking about. But furthermore, it's the
don't know
federal crime that you're charged with when you plot to overthrow the government. Why don't you look up what seditious conspiracy is? Right? When you plot to overthrow the government, right? When you
did the government get overthrown?
Again, listen to me. If you look up seditious conspiracy, when you plot to overthrow the government, when you oppose its authority by force, or prevent the law from being executed in any way, you can be prosecuted for seditious conspiracy. That is the legal term. Okay? You can go to prison for 20 years for it. They attempted to do this, and they successfully did for over 7 hours.
So 7 hours is.
They stopped a
talking about.
All right, what constitutional? Let me lay it down this way for you, right? And you have a little bit of an attitude on you. You wouldn't if I was in your face. I'll tell you that right now. You wouldn't do a damn thing if I was in your face. You wouldn't do a damn
shut up.
thing if I was
I
in your
didn't do anything to you.
So I'm just telling you right now, you wouldn't do shit if I walked up into your face and said this. You wouldn't do shit. But let me just say this to you. Did they stop the certification for over 7 hours? What constitutionally protected process was occurring on January 6th?
Certifying the electorate.
Right. Did they stop that process and interfere with that process?
No.
Yes, they did.
Delayed it. They didn't stop it.
That's interference.
They delayed it. That's
yeah,
a different
they interfered
thing.
with it. So if you had actually read now, in terms of Donald Trump's, he ran. He ran. That's why I couldn't. So many people asked me this morning, too, are we going to debate January 6th because it's the anniversary? I can't literally do that 600 times. I have to walk them down the same path every single time, and then we get to this, and they end up crashing out. Every time, because they can't escape the truth. The facts are overwhelming in this case, folks. Overwhelming. In the case of Donald Trump, if you are someone who doesn't think he committed insurrection, go read the third criminal indictment and the superseding indictment. The superseding indictment shows that Donald Trump sat in the White House dining hall during the course of that process and did nothing to stop it. Wouldn't come out and tell people to go home, even though people were begging him. I'm talking about people who were close to him to come out and tell people to go home. In fact, Jack Smith just talked about this in front of the House Judiciary Committee. I really encourage you guys go watch that Jack Smith deposition. It's 8 hours, but you can watch the highlight video. And damn, I love Jack Smith.
Call from
Ryan.
I think Jack Smith is amazing. I really do. I think Jack Smith is phenomenal. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Do you think he engaged in insurrection on January 6th?
Do I think he engaged it, as in caused it?
Well, I say engaged in specific to the third, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. That's why I'm saying engaged in.
Well, then I'll just go ahead and stop you there and say, yeah, I think he did.
Okay, then why the fuck are you supporting him, you little tick? It's 2026.
Well, let me go ahead
Do you
and stop
give a
you
shit
there,
about
buddy.
the Constitution at all? I'm so tired of you guys.
Yeah, I do.
Do you care about the
Then
Constitution?
do something about it, pussy.
Hey,
then
listen,
do something about
I
it.
would do something about it. You know.
I'll give you my address.
You know
I'm not the last guy. I'll fuck you up.
Tough. You know you're
I'll
not
fuck
tough.
you up.
All right,
You're not that guy.
All right, let's do this then.
I'm looking at you
Let's
right
do
now.
this.
You're not built
Let's
like
do
that.
this. Let's do this right now.
You're not built
Are
like
you
that, my
ready
guy.
or not?
You are not
Give
built to
me
be taking
your.
fights
All
like
right, can you
that.
give me your Facebook?
Don't do that to yourself.
Give me your Facebook. I want to look it up.
I don't have any social media.
All right, just
I don't believe in
argue.
social
All right,
media.
so do you
social
care?
media is a
All
distraction.
right, let's just stick to the debating. I don't want to get you upset. I apologize. I don't.
No,
wanna
we
get...
tried to do that, and then you started
I'm
trying
sorry,
to call me
honey.
names and do all that shit.
Honey, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
If anyone's honey is
I'm
you,
saying,
you
sweetheart.
you can't debate
I'm
someone
calling
without
you
name
sweetheart.
calling.
Let's
you
have a
get
debate.
So upset,
Sweetheart.
You get so
Do you
booty
care-
tickled that you
sweetheart?
got to name.
Listen, honey, calm yourself. It's so easy to rage bait these guys. Honey, calm down. Everything will be. Oh, honey, it would have been fine. Sweetheart, I just asked you why you don't support the Constitution. Oh, man. Oh, man, that was just too good. It's so easy to rage bait these guys. Listen, here's the thing that's so crazy, right? The maggot got offended. Listen, right? Do you guys think it's remarkable that you would say, yeah, he engaged in insurrection and then say you're a Trump supporter? Do you understand how fucking ridiculous that sounds? And I don't know why that guy hung up. I was just going to snuggle him. Someone in chat said caller's girlfriend has a Tinder profile. There's no way. Listen, if he's in a relationship, then she definitely is. I would personally say he's probably not in a relationship. But if he is, she's gonna mature and leave, because those types of guys are not for the long haul. No, it is, though. That's what I'm saying. It's insane. For you to say that you support Trump after admitting he engaged in an insurrection is like, they used to deny it. I never had a Trump supporter deny it. I think some of these guys are scared to debate it, but I've never, ever had a Trump supporter walk up and say, yeah, he did it, and I voted for him anyway. Those of you that watch me on TikTok, when we used to talk about January 6th, didn't every Trump supporter deny it? Everyone denied it.
Big dick talk.
All right, you calling back, little man?
No, you're gonna mute me and act like I hung up on you. Is that what you're gonna do?
You did hang up on me.
You muted me, so I couldn't talk anymore.
No, I didn't. I put you on hold.
You actually want to debate this time, or are you going to go to the name calling again?
Hold on. There's another caller calling in. Hold on a second.
Call from
this Jeff.
He says you're acting like you hung up on me and then admits that he hung up. Are you a Trump supporter?
Hey, dude, it's Mr. Peyote again. You want to still talk?
All right. Let me do this real quick. Hey, Hey, this is Bill. Hey, this is Bill. Are you calling for Adam, or do you want to speak to John?
I don't care who I speak to. Someone wants to debate. I'm down to debate, but you're not going to name call me, or else
I'm going to
I'll just hang
transfer
up.
this over to Adam, and he has one caller in front of you. All right, Peyote, was January 6th an insurrection? Yes or no? You got to turn the live stream off. Turn the live stream off.
But then you crashed out on me.
I'm going to give you.
I said yeah, and then you crashed out on me.
All right, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Last night you wouldn't shut up, right? And you were getting cooked. So we're going to try this again. You're going to shut up when I'm talking.
You just hang up on me though.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Don't speak when I'm speaking. This is the rule. Right? It's late at night. I don't feel good. I don't even really want to be on here right now. I'm here because I love the people that watch me. I can't stand you and the people like you. I can't stand you.
I'll do it if you answer my question too.
You guys are non-existent. But that's just the reality, right? I have to deal with it. I live in the United States.
Clip.
So can you just tell me, do you think January 6th was an insurrection? Yes or no?
I already answered your question. I said yes.
Okay, then you're not the person I'm looking to talk to. You still support Trump, so you don't care about the Constitution.
I was looking to talk about Venezuela.
We talked about Venezuela for 2 hours. It's January 6th. I'm trying to get a couple January 6th debates in. Someone reminded me. I'd like to talk about it a little bit. Can you tell me? I'm just very curious. How do you still support Trump if he engaged in insurrection? I don't understand. Do you care at all about the Constitution?
It's more complicated than that. Yeah, I still support him. It's not a bad thing that happened.
Yes, it is. It is very bad. The Constitution, what does it say? What does it explicitly state about engaging in such conduct?
Can I ask you a question?
Conduct? Yes, go ahead.
Well, is an insurrection an inherently bad thing?
An inherently bad thing? No, I guess if your government...
in itself.
No, I guess if your government was like oppressing you, right? Like in the sense that let's say that they were just like committing awful human rights violations on their people. No, I wouldn't say inherently, no.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
But that's not what happened here. So what the fuck's your point?
Well, my point is that just because that happened doesn't mean I'm not going to still support
But
Trump.
wait. You just said, is insurrection inherently bad? I said, well, no, because there would be cases where like uprising against an oppressive government or a government that was like committing human rights violations against its people, you could probably justify it in certain contexts. That's not what happened here, so it's not relevant. That's not why it happened.
Yeah, that's not exactly what happened, but I think the reason what happened...
No, not exactly what happened. It's not even close to what happened, genius.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, so tell me how they're relative. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you like I said, you kind of hung up on me when you said, oh, well, there was no proof of fraudulent. Yeah, there wasn't any concrete proof of fraudulent.
There's no proof of fraud, you goofball. It's
you were right, and then you weren't listening. But exactly, there wasn't just because of those.
You answer the question I asked you. Are you talking about another debate where a guy couldn't provide a source of fraud? I asked you a question. How are they related in any way to a government that's committing human rights violations?
I was getting there, and now you're sidetracked.
Hurry up and get there.
Well, they're not related, but the insurrection itself wasn't completely unjustifiable. There was a lot of fucking shit that happened. There was cases where it didn't prove fraudulent, but there were cases where the election wasn't completely sound in every facet, if that makes any sense.
Provide a source.
It wasn't completely...
Provide a source. No, there wasn't. Provide a source. No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't.
Provide a source? Let me go back.
Sure, I'll wait.
Can I answer, or are you just going to keep talking?
I debated this for about a year straight, so I'm very informed on it. Go ahead. Provide the source.
Can I answer?
Yeah, when you provide a source.
Okay.
You're not going to spread election misinformation on my stream without a source.
The source, again, not 100% concrete proof, but the source that can point to possible fraudulent stuff is the 315,000 votes unsigned. That doesn't prove 100% fraudulent. It does.
No,
it doesn't. You're right,
doesn't
but that
prove
doesn't
anything
prove that they
fraudulent.
are legit.
So first of all, let's be
It doesn't.
clear.
You're right,
Since
but
you
does that
don't
prove
know
that they're
anything-
legit?
So yes, it proves.
But does that prove that they're
Yes.
legit?
Yes, it does. Let's be clear.
They're not signed,
I didn't
brother.
want to get into.
What does a signature do? No. You answer my question now.
Please
What
let
does
me
the signature
answer.
do? What does
Then
the signature do?
Shut up and let me answer. I'll answer. How am I supposed to answer when you're rambling over me? No, you answer me now. I was just thinking. Shut up, you guys.
Oh,
do
how the
this every
tables
time.
have turned.
Shut up and let me answer. You don't know what you're talking about. So this was an oversight. Every ballot was still verified with photo ID. There was multiple recounts, machine, hand, right? Multiple recounts that confirmed the results 3 times. Did you hear what the Georgia Secretary of State said? It's a clerical error. It is not erase valid legal votes. Okay? There's no evidence of tampering.
A signature. So
Yes.
what does a signature do? I mean, I'm just a genuine
It doesn't
question. What does a
verify.
signature
They're
do?
verified with photo ID, and there was multiple recounts.
I don't know why the fuck they have a signature then. The signature must do something. I'm not a poll
So
worker. I don't
first
know
of
how
all,
these ins
the
and outs
Georgia.
work.
So let's talk about what did the Georgia State Election Board do, since you know so much about this.
I don't know so much about this. I
Well,
know there's a lot
then
of
you would
fucking
know-
lawsuits in Georgia.
Then you would know that they referred the matter for investigation, right, as a chain of custody violation. But they looked at it and said it's an administrative lapse. It's an administrative lapse. That's what it is. They verified these with photo ID. The signature doesn't technically matter. It's just an administrative error. It does nothing to do with fraud. Literally nothing. What you're doing is falling for a Republican narrative. That's why you don't have a source. That's why the last guy hung up on me. Okay? He hung up on me because he is scared. Okay? You can't provide me the source then. Provide me the source right now and I'll look at it. Go ahead.
No, given everything you say, you're spot on, dude. If a signature
then
doesn't do shit,
it doesn't.
You're correct. If
No,
a
I didn't say
signature
it doesn't do
jack
shit. I'm just simply pointing out with you that every ballot is still verified with photo ID. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's not
It
so
really
it's
doesn't
not
mean
fraud.
anything. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And so they're probably legit.
No, they are legit. Hence why.
What's up? You broke up there.
Can you tell me why the Georgia Secretary of State? Do you think the Georgia Secretary of State would know more than you? Do you think the Georgia Secretary of State?
There's some
would
pretty
know more
stupid
than
politicians.
I
There's some
think he
pretty
would
stupid politicians.
Oh,
You
okay.
think Trump is stupid?
So can you tell me, where is the insurrection justified in all of this again, since you said there's fraud? I'm just waiting for that part. Like, I don't
When
wanna
did I
get
say it
into-
was justified? I don't think it was so
You literally,
terrible where I don't
the
support
entire
Trump.
reason we came to this is because you said the insurrection was justified.
I said it can be justified, but I also said it's not so terrible where I'm not going to support Trump.
Guys, didn't he just
That's my take.
argue that the insurrection was justified because there was evidence that showed potential fraud? And I said, no, there isn't. Provide me a source. And then you brought up these ballots again in Fulton County, and I clarified for you that it was oversight. It was administrative oversight.
Can I
that they
speak
were
real
still
quick? Can I speak
verified.
real quick?
Yeah, you can
I speak real quick?
Yeah.
So you're 100% correct. Let's go with that. Let's go with signatures aren't really the thing that makes them legit. There's multiple verifiable processes. Let's assume everything you say is
There
correct.
is.
I'm sure you know more than me. Okay, fine. But you don't think that's a problem? Do you think that's a problem, though, that 300,000 fucking of these things you don't think that's a problem at all? They don't have poll signatures? You don't think administrative error on that scale?
I know it's not fraud, and it certainly doesn't justify storming the United States Capitol, which is what we're talking about. And by the way, do you know how the burden of proof works? The burden of proof means that you, right, the guy who was on the line who probably wanted to bring up Fulton County just hung up as well, because there's no argument here. This is bullshit Republican nonsense. You, right, said that it's justified. That's your burden of proof, to establish that it's justified. It's illegal.
If I said that, I take that back.
Okay.
Right?
So say I take that back and I'm sorry.
repeat after.
Yeah, I want you to
I'm
say
gonna repeat like a good boy.
Say I take that back.
I
I'm
take
sorry.
that back. I mean, it wasn't. If
Good
I'm
boy.
just not going to hate on Trump because of it,
Good
because
boy.
I think it was somewhat justified.
No, it wasn't
Like
justified.
a good boy. There you
so
go.
now you just justified it again. Again, you either listen. If you want to stand 10 toes down and say I don't give a crap about the Constitution, then just say that. But we have specific provision in the Constitution that states if you engage in such conduct by any means, whether you're primarily responsible, whether you're just taking, you're a willing participant, whatever the case is, engaged in any.
I'd like to ask you a question.
That's nice. You've said that multiple times.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask you a question, but all your questions are dumb. So the point is, we have a constitution that specifically prohibits individuals who engage in this conduct from running for president, and you still voted for him, traitor. Do you understand the problem here?
Traitor.
Do you understand why I'm pissed off? I'm tired of American citizens shitting all over the Constitution. Without the Constitution, you don't exist. Your dumb opinion doesn't exist. You're not even allowed to talk.
You think who protects the Constitution to the T? You think Joe Biden and fucking Hillary and fucking what's up?
The people. That's who's responsible for protecting the Constitution.
I'm sure you voted for Biden. You think he's so good with the Constitution and all this stuff?
Give me a constitutional violation under Biden.
Politicians are slimy.
Give me a constitutional violation under Biden. Go.
First Amendment violations from fucking going on social media and censoring people.
He didn't do that.
What
That never happened.
In cahoots?
Wait,
of course you're going to say it never happened.
Biden went on social media. Hold on. Biden went on social media and censored people? Really?
Well, I think that their entire administration was in cahoots with a lot of social media companies,
so
protecting them from a lot of stuff like the Biden laptop. We can get into that. I mean, there was just a lot of.
The Supreme Court ruled on this, right? The Supreme Court ruled on this. It wasn't. They literally said they dropped a case about this, about a First Amendment violation. Because it's not a First Amendment violation. Because they didn't say, do this or else we're going to do this, right? That's not what happened. Now, I'm not even saying 100%.
So you think they were perfect to the T of everything?
I mean, finish.
I have another question to ask
but I'm not done talking. How can I explain things without speaking?
Go ahead, Mr. Expert. Go ahead.
There's certainly nuance, and I'm not even saying I 100% support it, but in terms of it being a constitutional rights violation, no. And it's not comparable at all.
Your opinion.
Shut up. It's not comparable at all to an insurrection. You know that, right?
May I speak?
Yes.
I mean, was Trump, I think it would have been different if Trump was on the steps with an AR-15 rallying everybody in there. That would have been kind of crazy, wouldn't it have been?
So let's talk about it. What did Trump do? Well, no, I mean, because I think you don't know. I honestly think you.
I had a question to ask you though too before.
No.
I'm on your show.
Hold on.
I'm on your little
You've asked me
stream.
enough questions. I'm not getting interviewed here. Are you paying me? Have you dropped the super? You're not interviewing me. This is a debate. Are you capable of debating me? Yes or no? Because you claimed I was running from you. Yeah, but a debate goes
both ways.
You claimed I ran from you, and very clearly you're finding out I don't need to run from you or anyone else. You claimed You said it would be different if Trump was standing up there with an AR-15. What did Trump do specifically? He's the person who perpetuated the narrative.
He was a keyboard warrior, bro. He's on Twitter.
No, but you're not understanding.
Truth Social. You're going to tell me I'm wrong?
You're not listening. You're not listening to me, and I'm not sure I should keep going because, I eventually figure out it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
I'm following you, brother. I see your points, but again, I just have my, I have my say so. We can keep going. You make great points. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but I support the guy. I have a million reasons to support him more than not to support him.
So why isn't the Constitution at the top of that list? Why isn't the Constitution at the top of that list?
Because I don't think he directly broke the Constitution. I don't.
Okay. Can you tell me why you think that?
We can get into the nitty gritty.
All right, let's do it. Have you ever read Section 3 of the 14th Amendment? I don't think you have.
No.
So then why would you say
that was a while back?
What was a while back?
Well, I don't think he broke the Constitution directly. He didn't say, "Hey, we're gonna." He didn't say.
That's
okay,
not what the Constitution
you
says.
want to explain it to me? You're the more knowledgeable one.
The Constitution, I've already said it during the course of this conversation, which is why I'm giving up. Notice how I'm not as animated because I'm losing interest in talking to you. You're not listening to me. I've already explained.
I think maybe you're not in tune with how. I think you're not in tune with how Trump supporters think about this. You're not fully. I don't think you're like you've had a lot of people come on here. And you don't understand why they keep saying yes, there was an insurrection, but why they keep supporting him. You're not listening to why we would keep supporting him.
I have been debating with Trump supporters for years now, literal years. I know Trump supporters.
Yeah, but isn't this going a little weird? I mean, how people are admitting
have an
argument.
You don't know what. Listen, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not unusual for me. I try and plant a seed. Some people are simpletons, but they're at least willing to accept the information I'm giving them. And then you have guys like you who, at the end of the day, you're just going to ignore everything I'm saying and leave anyway. So I decide whether or not I'm going to waste my voice, right? Because I put a lot of time and effort into talking to people. And once I discover that you're not serious, I just lose interest, right? You're telling me you didn't break the Constitution directly. The 14th Amendment says engaged in insurrection. Engaged in insurrection. If you engaged in
we
any
can
way,
debate if he engaged
Donald
in
Trump is the
we
reason.
can debate if he engaged in.
Listen, Donald Trump was the reason they were at the ellipse, right?
Oh, yeah, we were going back. Sure, yes. He was the reason they were in there.
You know what the ellipse is,
okay,
right?
Go ahead.
What's the ellipse?
There on the Capitol.
So the ellipse.
I don't know. Explain to me what the fucking ellipse is.
Well, this is the problem, though. You don't have the information, dude. Where did the rally take place?
You broke up. Go ahead.
Where did the rally take place? Not inside the Capitol.
Outside the Capitol?
Right. Where?
Hello?
Yes,
Is this
where?
thing working?
Where?
I'm not sure where. This was a while back, brother.
The ellipse. The ellipse.
Okay.
It wasn't inside the Capitol.
Okay, what's your point?
And then they marched to the Capitol,
Eventually.
right? Right. They marched to the Capitol afterwards. Why did they march to the Capitol? So they're angry. Let's start with they're angry. Why are they angry? Because Trump told them the election was stolen. So they think their country's about to. He's telling them they're going to lose their country in 15 minutes. You'd be mad too, right? If Joe Biden was telling me, "Hey, Adam, we're about to lose it," and I'm not. Listen, I'm not just a Democrat. Like I'm farther left than Democrats are. Okay, and I get frustrated with Democrats. But if the president of the United States, who I moderately respect, said we're about to lose our country in 15 minutes, that would make me emotional, right? Because when you respect someone,
and you think that means
shut up for a second. When you respect someone and you believe in them, right? And they're the president, being the president holds a certain amount of that's your what you say matters, all right? You're the authority figure for people in this country. So regardless of whether or not they agree with you, but definitely if they agree with you and support you, you telling them they're about to lose their country in 15 minutes certainly makes them emotional, right? In this case, angry, because they believe that their country is being stolen from them. Those are the words he used very specifically. The country's being stolen from you. They're stealing the country from you. By the way, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button to type in the chat on YouTube. I saw someone type that before. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. It's free. I would appreciate, though, contributing to the gifting goal. If you guys do enjoy the content every night, I would appreciate becoming a member of the channel, hitting the thumbs up button, and making sure you are subscribed. But ways to support the channel, I would appreciate it. So they're angry. They show up to the ellipse because Donald Trump invited them there for a rally called Stop the Steal. Then he tells them, right, that they're about to lose their country if they don't fight like hell. He uses the word fight over 20 different times. Okay? Then during the course of a 3-hour insurrection where angry people are storming the Capitol as a result of his invitation, his provocative language, he sits in the White House dining hall and watches it unfold as people who care about him, people who he's close to, approach him and say, Donald, please go out and tell people to go home. Please tell them this isn't what you wanted. This isn't what you meant. And he said, so what? They even approached him at one point and said, Donald, they are feet away from your vice president. They're chanting, hang Mike Pence. We're seriously concerned they're going to hurt members of Congress and your vice president. And he said, so what? This was going to be a part of his criminal trial in the conspiracy to defraud the United States. This was a part of that superseding indictment. They were conducting a forensic audit on his cell phone, full of information. So I highly encourage you.
Well, you're a good storyteller, yeah.
Wait. I'm not a good storyteller. This is quite literally what he did.
But no, you spoke that very well. But yeah, you believe he fucking did an insurrection, yeah?
That's what he did. What do you mean?
That's your opinion.
So wait. Clearly, I know how to lay it out so people will understand it, but everything I said is true.
No, you laid it out great.
So what did I say that's not true?
Why wasn't he convicted?
Why wasn't he convicted of what?
Insurrection. He wasn't convicted.
So it's not about a criminal conviction. They used a provision in the Constitution and removed him from the ballot in several states. Colorado, Maine. He was removed from the ballot as a result of his behavior. So number two,
but why wasn't he convicted though? I don't know. I just know he wasn't convicted.
He wasn't convicted because he got elected, but he was indicted. In his third criminal indictment has a lot to do with this.
Yeah, he was indicted. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think that indictment was for? Conspiracy to defraud the country.
Well, indicted doesn't mean convicted though. He wasn't.
But
convicted,
he wasn't convicted because the
technically...
Department of Justice doesn't prosecute sitting presidents. Now, he wasn't being indicted directly for insurrection because that's not a realistic criminal charge, okay? But people who stormed the Capitol certainly were indicted for seditious conspiracy, which is a plot to overthrow the government, right? People who testified, right, and told police that they did this because they thought Donald Trump wanted them to. Multiple Trump supporters said that.
Well, I land on the side where I wouldn't have convicted him of insurrection. I can lay it out my own thinking that you might think is simple, but yeah, you think he engaged in, he should be convicted, but I mean, I stand on the side that was reality. People didn't convict him, I joined them. He wasn't convicted. I mean, you certainly lay out a good argument.
What do you mean he wasn't?
But I'm on the other side.
So wait a second. He wasn't
convicted of insurrection. We just talked about that.
Okay, regardless, he was convicted of election fraud. He didn't get convicted of conspiracy. You keep saying insurrection. Insurrection is a term in the Constitution. The legal term is sedition. He was indicted for
Was he convicted of that?
He was indicted for the fake elector scheme. He was indicted for conspiracy to defraud the United States.
Keep talking about indicted, though. I'm talking about.
But why didn't those indictments? Why didn't those? Listen, the answer's simple. You're missing this point because clearly you don't want the answer. Why didn't those cases go to court?
Tell me, I'm uninformed.
You know why I'm asking this for the second time?
Because he was the sitting president?
Excuse me. The sad part is I've already explained this during the course of this conversation. That's how I know you're not listening. Because the Department of Justice does not prosecute sitting presidents. That's it. Not because he's innocent. The one case out of his 4 criminal indictments he was convicted on. Falsifying business records to hide campaign finance violations. That case he was convicted on. That's the only case that went to court. The other cases, willful retention of classified documents, obstruction of justice, conspiracy to defraud the United States, racketeer, influence, corrupt organization. Those cases didn't go to trial. Only because he was elected. No other reason.
I hear you, brother. I mean, I could explain my views of why I think he really wasn't doing the whole insurrection thing, why he wasn't engaging in it directly. I can put those points down, but We live in two different realities, man.
Yeah, you don't.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him as.
You don't know
hey,
what you're talking.
You need to
you don't
fucking
know what
go
you're talking
and take
about. You don't know what you're talking about. Swiss cheese. Shut up and call in. No one cares what you say. You're dumb. So I've said this multiple times. I've laid this out for you perfectly. I've given you a constitutional provision.
And he still wasn't convicted.
But not because he was innocent, you clown. Is O.J. Simpson a
Well,
murderer?
maybe you should check your thinking. That's all I'm saying.
Is O.J.
Dude.
Simpson a murderer?
Still wasn't convicted.
Is O.J. Simpson a murderer?
Probably, yes.
He wasn't convicted. Have a good day. Simpleton. Wow, that was hard to defeat your argument. Wow, how difficult. That was hard to defeat your argument. He wasn't convicted. Oh, you got me. Oh, my God. The term insurrection has nothing to do with criminal convictions. It refers to language in the 14th Amendment, in Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, simpletons. Okay? This is not complicated. It's not difficult. You support Trump because you're a traitor, and that's the only reason why. That is the only fucking reason why. If you're a Trump supporter, call in 908-652-3703. Bro kept saying I could explain, but never did. Yeah, no, O.J. Simpson's a POS, dude. O.J. Simpson's a domestic abuser. Horrible, horrible guy. Rot. This guy says, it wasn't campaign violations. You are totally wrong. Everything you say is false. I love you to donate me, man. Can you call in, Richard? This would be fun. Oh, fuck. Please call in, Richard. Richard said it has nothing to do with campaign finance violations. That's why he falsified business records, you clown. Richard, can you call in, please? I'm only talking to Richard.
Call from.
Yeah, woke.
Yeah, are you Richard?
Say again?
Are you Richard Johnson?
No.
Oh, well, we want Richard Johnson to call in. What's your name?
I'm on the YouTube chat. Woke.
Oh, you're a clown, too. But Richard Johnson, can you please call in? You're up next, Richard.
So you're not going to take my call?
Yeah, can you tell me real quick, what is your Third Amendment?
It's not about my Third Amendment.
What's your Third Amendment,
This is
please?
about...
Answer.
It's about It's about Venezuela.
Answer.
It's about Venezuela.
Sorry, I gave you a chance. I got to talk to Richard first. If you answered your Third Amendment, I would have let you stay up. Richard, you're up next. You said, please to donate me, man. I'm sure you meant debate, but you're struggling with English. That's okay. Come in the guest box, Richard. We want to talk to you. Richard, he says, please debate me. All right, Richard's calling right now. This ought to be fucking good, dude. Oh, my God, this is going to be epic. You can tell this guy is a total muppet. Come on, Richard. He says he's calling right now. This is going to be epic. W's in the chat. Spam W's. Everybody hit the share button right now. This is going to be epic content.
Call from.
Richard.
Richard. Okay, so Richard.
Hello.
Hi. Let's start off really quick, okay? I want to do this really
All
quick.
right.
Can you tell me, what was the first case about? That you said it wasn't campaign finance violations. Can you tell me what it was then?
So what case in what jurisdiction are you talking about?
The first criminal indictment, the only case he was convicted on in the state of New York.
In New York?
Can I
in
finish?
the state of New York.
Am I still?
Okay.
Am I still? Stop talking when I'm talking. That's the one rule. You don't overtalk.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
Don't overtalk me. Got it? I'm smarter than you. So in the state of New York, he was convicted on a case which was falsifying business records, which is a misdemeanor, right? But he falsified business records to hide campaign finance violations. Okay? So, yeah, you're wrong. Would you like to tell me what that case was about if I'm wrong?
Yes. I'd like you to tell me. Where do you get your information?
I just did. I just explained it.
So you insist that people don't talk over to you, yet you talk over me. You ask questions,
Answer
but
the question.
I can't ask one.
Answer the question.
I'd like to talk to you like adult human beings do, okay? Reasonably, responsibly, and not angrily, okay? That's what good spirited debate is
Shut
about.
the fuck
all right?
up and tell us the answer, you mantelpiece. We don't give a shit. Clutch your pearls somewhere else. Tell me the answer. What did I say that's wrong?
It's very easy, my friend. The first thing you said was he was hiding campaign violations, campaign finance violations. Where do you get that information? That's never been stated anywhere. It was never even accused.
What did he falsify business records for? Can you tell me what the purpose of falsifying
What he
business records
did, the business records that the city of New York prosecuted him for, the city, not the Justice Department. He wasn't federally prosecuted. He was prosecuted by the city. And he was prosecuted for false information on a bank application. And the information that was false was when he valued his properties, he valued them at the maximum.
Oh, my God, guys.
When he valued anything,
hey, stupid.
He valued them at the maximum.
Hey, stupid.
Even the bank.
Hey, stupid. You're talking about a civil case, you absolute clown. That's not the right case.
You're a joke.
Shut up.
This is not a civil case. This is a criminal case.
No.
Oh, dude,
you're confusing two cases.
It was the only criminal case, man. You're a fucking moron.
There was
you don't know shit.
criminal cases. There was 4 criminal cases.
In the city of New York, he was
talking. Look at the chat. Look how everyone's laughing at you in the chat. The case in New York. Why don't you look? Hold on. Stop it. Do you have Google near you? I want you right now to Google. What was the New York criminal case against Donald Trump? This case was hush money.
You want me to Google that? You
Shut
talking
up.
to me?
He was charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to hide the reimbursements to Michael Cohen. What were the reimbursements for? To adult film actress Stormy Daniels to stay quiet about the alleged affair. That's a campaign finance violation. Hence why the misdemeanor was elevated to a felony. Because the intent was to commit
you're serving up scrambled eggs, buddy. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Go to Google right now and this guy thinks this guy literally thinks the New York this guy thinks the New York criminal case was about.
Listen to you, and they think
Can you Google it?
You know what
Can you
you're
Google it?
about.
Can you Google it in front of me right now so we can
Sure,
all laugh
I'll
at
do
you?
it right now.
Okay, go ahead. He's
Hang on, let me go to Google.
He's literally talking about an
You'll hear
entirely
me
different
say it.
case. He's literally dumb as fuck. What was the
okay, I'm
criminal
Googling.
case?
Hang on.
Yes, Google this. What was the New York
Just a
criminal case against Donald Trump? The city it's talking about.
The
an entirely
criminal
different
case.
Yes, you're talking about a different
criminal case.
There was 4 criminal cases. One was in New York. He was convicted. What was Trump convicted of in the state of New York?
Convicted of. Even the state of New York doesn't know what he was convicted of.
Oh my God, people are laughing at you. Right? You literally have
sure
no idea what you're talking about. You have everyone's laughing. You thought this was about his property, valuing his property. You're embarrassing yourself. This is
You think so,
He's
huh?
reading it right now, and he sees that he's slowly, his brain is slowly realizing right now.
I'm not reading anything. I'm listening to you.
So Google right now. Google right now. What case?
You Google it. You tell me.
Oh, now I thought you said you were going to Google it. Okay, I'll Google it. Hold on.
I'm enjoying listening to you. Go ahead.
Hold on,
Google
guys.
it.
I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay.
What was Trump convicted of in the state of New York on 34 felony counts? Get ready to run, probably. Trump was convicted in New York for falsifying business records in the first degree. These charges stem from disguising reimbursements to his lawyer, Michael Cohen, as legal expenses under a fake retainer agreement. The scheme hid hush money payments Cohen made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels to silence her alleged 2006 sexual encounter right before the 2016 election. Right? Prosecutors proved Trump falsified records, right, with the intent to commit or conceal another crime violating New York election law by unlawfully promoting his campaign. New York election law. So here's what I want to tell you, and this is a life lesson for you, Grandpa.
A life
Before
lesson
you
for me,
call
Sonny.
someone,
Okay.
and then listen, you're probably almost on the mantle. Before you call someone stupid, make sure you're not stupid, dummy, goofy. How embarrassing. How absolutely embarrassing. Oh my God. You notice how when I'll Google it right now. And then all of a sudden I'm like, come on, go ahead. Go ahead, tell us. What does it say? You Google it. Richard, before you ever call someone stupid, make sure you're not an idiot. Okay? He goes, I can't believe people are listening to you. What you're saying is not even true. He was never convicted of this. Could that be more fucking?
Yeah, you hung up on me.
Yeah, we're done listening to you. You lost credibility, right? Are you going to apologize to me?
You know what's interesting?
Are you going to apologize or not, Grandpa?
You haven't let me speak.
Are you?
You haven't let me speak.
Listen,
all you've done is...
We already heard you say it was about valuing his property, which we knew right away. You're confusing different cases, right? So are you going to apologize or not? It's identical to what I said when I Googled it. Identical. And it has nothing to do with what you said. So clearly you're wrong and I'm right. Are you going to apologize?
Are you going to let me speak?
If you start
you
with
say this is debate.
Are you going to start with an apology? Start with an apology.
Absolutely not.
Then goodbye. Like, you can go to bed being a dumbass. I don't give a shit. Like, you can go to bed being a dumbass. You're not going to apologize? You said I was wrong and I was right. So you're going to go to bed being a dummy now. Everyone in the chat is laughing at you, dude. You confused this case with another case. You probably didn't know anything about this case. It's very common for Trump supporters to think him being found civilly liable is the same as criminally convicted. And you probably confuse those two cases. But what you, like, how is he not embarrassed? Like, we heard you. You said I was wrong. I read it from Google. It's identical to what I said and has nothing to do with what you said. Oh, guys, look. He's in the chat now. So obviously there's a delay, so everybody listening, notice one thing. This is Richard. He doesn't let me speak. Richard. Everyone laugh at Richard in the chat. Richard's in the chat trying to claim that he didn't just embarrass himself. Richard, there's no point in arguing with you. You just embarrassed yourself. Like, you're going to go through your entire life. Well, you already have. It sounds like it's almost over. I don't care if you're a dumbass or not. Listen, I'm not going to scream over you this late at night. You think I'm going to waste my time screaming over some grandpa who doesn't know what case he was convicted on? You don't know what case he was convicted on, Richard. Look it up. Go to Google. I just read it for you. Do you think this audience is all laughing because they just haven't taken it to Google? God, these guys, isn't this a really perfect example, though, of why we're here today, like, as Americans? These clowns can vote. Like, their vote should not be as powerful as yours. Your vote should be 2-3 times more powerful because you're 2-3 times more intelligent. Richard's vote shouldn't count as much as yours. Like, that guy shouldn't even be on the internet. And then he refuses to admit he's wrong. Richard, it doesn't, let me explain this to you the best way I can, Richard. Whether or not you admit you're wrong doesn't make you any less wrong. We all know you're wrong. Like, for instance, Donald Trump will never admit he's wrong. You're actually dumber than him, which is remarkable. But he'll never admit he's wrong, but we all know he's wrong, right? You don't need to admit it for us to know you're wrong, Richard. Okay? That was embarrassing. Yes, let's do an impression of Richard. Yeah, you're talking about what are you talking about? Falsifying business records to hide campaign finance violations. I've never heard that mentioned anywhere. What does that have to do? Where did you get that from? Oh, my God, I'm so tired of you. Oh, my God, I can't believe people listen to you. You're stupid. You just completely made that up. This case was about valuing his property. He was convicted by the city, not the state. And they decided, like, oh, my God. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. He could take 2 seconds. And just to be clear for you, just because someone's prosecuted, right, by a Manhattan district attorney doesn't mean they don't have state-level authority, you clown. New York State courts handle felonies like this. New York State. Judge Juan Merchan is a state judge. Because the trial's in Manhattan, this idiot thinks that a city agency was involved. Like, you actually have no idea what you're talking about. How are you even speaking? This was a city case, not a state case. Let's be clear. The city prosecuted him, not the state. So let's start there. Number 2, he valued his property at... Should we call him back? You guys tell me, should we call him back for the lulz? Should we call him back for the lulz? So glad I found you this from a young grandpa. Hey, dude, listen, I appreciate the older crowd. I really do. I just don't appreciate people who go their entire life with being willfully ignorant. I actually appreciate older people who know these people are clowns more than I do younger people who know these people are clowns, because you've had a lifetime of propaganda thrown at you and you fought against it and you're here, and that's what matters, and that's badass. You went through decades of propaganda, decades of McCarthyism, and to fight that off and still be on the left side of the political spectrum, that's the shit. So I appreciate that. All right, let's call this Muppet back, just for the lulz. He's just too dumb for words.
Yes.
Hi, this is Larry calling from areyoustilladumbass.com. Somebody submitted a ticket. Remember when you said it was a city case? Oh, my God.
Yes.
What does it feel like?
The state of New York, excuse me.
Yeah.
The state of New York.
Yeah,
excuse
but
me.
That's not what you said, though. Remember you said, first of all, it's a city case. Not a
no,
state.
it was the state prosecution.
You literally
excuse me,
said,
that.
you literally tried to correct me and said, first of all, the city prosecuted him, not the state, the city.
So I'm saying over and over, and it was the
Are
state
you ready
prosecution.
to?
Sometimes people get a little nervous when they call in and they're being publicly heard.
You called me
but
stupid.
if you would just let someone speak, it only shows that you're afraid to really debate because you don't let me speak.
Afraid to debate.
It just shows you're afraid of me to just put you to shame, bud.
He now just said, I'm afraid of him. Are you going to apologize? And I'll let you debate. Apologize and say you were wrong.
For what? Oh, I was wrong about the city. It was.
You were also wrong
that was a mistake.
What the case was about. You were also wrong
about
what
was about. Okay, so let's talk about how.
Wait, no, shut up. I said falsifying business records to hide campaign.
I'm not going to talk to you. You keep telling me to shut up. No, goodbye, dude.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. All right, I'm going to call him back again. Are you going to let me talk?
Go ahead, talk, because you're listening to yourself.
All right, listen to me.
The only reason I get on the phone is so I can talk too. So
Shut up. Listen to me. You are one of these types of people, and I'm sure. Are you married?
No, man.
Okay.
If I can't talk,
Shocker.
I don't want to.
Shocker that you're
don't
not
call me
married.
again.
I can't believe that you're.
Oh, I'm married. I've been married. I've been married for 40 years now. Goodbye.
God bless her. She probably hates you. Just so you know. Dude, he can't admit that he's wrong. He can't admit that he was wrong. Birdie, thank you so much, Birdie. He cannot admit that he was wrong. Isn't that fucking crazy, though, that he can't admit that he was wrong? Like, don't you guys find that? Like, I find that fascinating. Like, you're that stubborn. You're that stubborn that you can't admit that you were wrong and you fucked up. I know it's embarrassing. Do you think it's the embarrassment? Do you guys think it's the embarrassment that really causes the unwillingness to admit? It's most likely the embarrassment, right? Like it's so painfully embarrassing that he doesn't want to admit that he embarrassed himself. See, here's the thing, bro. You called me stupid. You said, I can't believe people listen to you. And you were completely wrong and I was correct. Why would I let you speak until you apologize? You didn't say, hey, Adam, real quick, I think the case is about this. And then I would have corrected you and we could have moved on and there wouldn't have been any issue. You called me stupid. And you told my listeners that they shouldn't follow me because I'm stupid and wrong. But yet, you were completely wrong and you were confusing a civil case with a criminal case. And you embarrassed yourself, but your ego is so massive that you can't say, Adam, you know what? I tried to embarrass you and it turns out you were right and I was wrong. And listen, this happens to me all the time, right? I even had a guy call in and do this last night towards the end of the live. He called in and he was like, yeah, what did he say? God, Chad, what did he say yesterday? The guy that tried to prove me wrong as well. Oh, that there was a binding treaty that states NATO can't expand eastward. This is something Republicans try and push all the time. And I said, yes, there were. He also called me a moron and then said there was a treaty and blah, 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 and then couldn't find the treaty because there is no treaty. But you know what? He actually, at the end of it, and he was a stubborn guy too and did the same thing. Even he, at the end, said, okay, I'll admit, I was wrong on that. You can't even do that, you stubborn old man. You can't even do that. A stubborn, old, conservative man. It would do you wonders to admit when you're incorrect on something. It would do you wonders. I'm sure your wife doesn't even bother arguing with you anymore if you actually have a wife. I know this is probably sinking in, and I know you're listening right now. I bet you she walks away and just agrees with everything you say. Let me be clear. She doesn't agree with what you're saying. She's just tired of you, tired of arguing with you. It's a sad reality. But it's almost over, so don't worry. Soul Babe Jamie, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Appreciate you, Soul Babe Jamie. All right, let's turn the phone lines back on. We called Peepaw back, yes. We called Peepaw right back. Yes, we did. Richard will be in the shower practicing comebacks. He's going to start going to his backyard and practicing high kicks now. He's going to start practicing his fucking high kicks. Guys, if you do support the live, I'd appreciate contributing to the gifting goal. If you're a Trump supporter, you can call in 908-652-3703. If you are a Trump supporter, call in 908-652-3703. I mean, I could take one more Trump supporter, or we could wrap it up. Which one would you like to do? It's pretty funny live. Dude, I'm so tired of Trump supporters, bro. Janet, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo. I appreciate you, Janet. Thank you so much, Janet. Yeah, you guys can support in the link tree in my bio, too. You don't have to, you can also support there. Did anyone have some good laughs tonight? Did you have some good laughs? Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the evening? I think it was pretty fun. Dude, I really want to do a YouTube morning live. I really want to do a morning live. It seems like they're all intoxicated at night. It seems like they're all intoxicated. Clips I'd love to see. Smot me too. Meet me at the dojo. Well, the thing is, Perception, funny moments don't always necessarily mean a clip. Right? Like, sometimes it's just in the middle of a debate and it's one funny thing they say, and it's not effective to clip it and upload it. First of all, it has to be a minute long. And so there's very few clips that land in clip form. Usually entire conversations have to be whack in order to make the clip thing. That TikTok live this AM was rough. Why? What about it? What was wrong with the TikTok live? Drunk Mag is fun, yeah. Dude, they're so fucking arrogant. I'm much happier here. No, I'm just as miserable talking to these people here as I am on TikTok. I'm literally just as miserable. Man, Richard's still listening right now. Like, he's probably going to tell his wife tonight because he's going to have to tell somebody that he won. Yeah, I called this guy tonight and he fucking wouldn't let me finish, and I had the answer and he just wouldn't let me finish. He had the audacity to say I was scared of him. He had the audacity to say I was scared of him. Can you imagine how fucking crazy you have to be to think that? Wit, Adam, keep up the good work. Thanks, Wit. Appreciate you, buddy. Legend of Peter, thanks for coming over, bud. Yeah, we have a lot of funny moments. Dude, I don't know. Throughout the years, I have a lot of funny moments. Richard's now stalking you. Oh, yeah, of course. Richard's gonna start coming in the TikTok live and stalking me tomorrow. I guarantee it. He's gonna turn into one of the obsessed. Anytime they get super embarrassed, they become one of my obsessed stalkers. Same chuds on TikTok and I can't list them. Similar, yes. They're much more childish on TikTok though because they're younger. It's usually older people over here. Alexis, thank you, Alexis. Appreciate you, buddy. He's going to tell his mom tonight. This is going to be the conversation. He says he's been married 40 years. He's probably divorced. But he's going to tell his wife tonight. Yeah, I called this guy and I was literally debating the shit out of him and he was scared shitless of me. So he fucking hung up on me. Isn't that bullshit? And she's going to be like, did you Did you try and talk on something you don't know about again? No, I didn't. I told you. That was only one time that happened. He's the kind of guy who tells, like, he goes to the mechanic shop, to get something fixed. And he'll tell the mechanic what's wrong with it. And the mechanic will be like, yeah, this is wrong. And he'll be like, no, dude. Like, or the guy who tells a doctor. Have you ever met those guys that try and tell doctors shit? Like, the doctor will be like, well, this is what we have to do. And blah, blah. And he'll be like, yeah, so have we considered attempting to circumvent the artery by, using a hyperbolic symbiote? Are you feeling burnout lately? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But I do experience burnout. I usually just work through it. They're WebMD experts, exactly. Adam, do you ever do friendly call-ins? Yeah, I do sometimes. I do sometimes. It just depends. Yeah, have we tried ivermectin or? Yeah, no, you're seriously though. They did do that. Remember the time when all that shit was going down and they tried to say they knew more than doctors and they were fucking running around. Joe Rogan and all those clowns were like, dude, ivermectin works. They just don't want you to fucking, like, dude, they don't want you to know about it because, like, why did we try and stop them? At the time, I'm like, why are you guys trying to stop them? Let them do it. Hello? There were people like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, why are you trying to stop? Listen, if you're going to do that, have fun. Good luck with that. They were literally going to Tractor Supply. This is who supports Trump. This is who's running this country. And this is what we're dealing with. And that's what I mean. We're quite literally being held hostage by these clowns. Quite literally being held hostage by these clowns. And it's just tired. It's tired. Yeah, you remember that guy who tried to defend himself? Same type of shit. But I mean, like, let them, listen, I'm just so done with it. I'm so done with that type of person. I'm so finished with it. I don't care. I can tell right away in not just on the internet, in real life when I'm talking to somebody that they voted for Trump. I have MAGA-dar. Okay? I can tell when someone is MAGA when they walk through the fucking door. I can smell MAGA on you by the way you dress, by the way you smell, by the way you look. I can tell who you immediately whether or not you're MAGA. By the way you carry yourself, literally, I need less than 20 seconds to figure it out. I can figure out if you supported Trump so quick, so fucking quick. There are specific characteristics that are just consistent. That I'm just like, yep, that's a Trump supporter. Or like when I see like certain behavior acting a certain way, I'm like, yep, that's a Trump supporter. That's a fucking Trump supporter immediately. I know it. Yep, that guy voted for Trump. You made me feel understood when I was surrounded by others who just didn't get it politically. I understand that, Cassandra. I actually hear that a lot, so I'm glad to be there for you. Because there are a lot of people that feel the way, man, if you get sucked into a MAGA echo chamber, dude, life can be tough. Like, you start to question, am I the crazy? Like, all these people, like, it must be me. Am I crazy? Because, like, that's how it feels like if you're having, a manic episode, right? Like, you're the one that's right and everyone else is wrong. And so you really start to question, like, is something wrong? Like, why is everyone... So you have to realize that You are 100% correct. They're all wrong, and I'm glad to be there for people like that, because there's a lot of people that are in the community that are just surrounded by MAGA chuds, and their whole family, everybody at work, whatever the case is, their daily routine are MAGA chuds. So their way of getting away from that is watching and all that. I feel more connected, All right, folks. I'm going to pop off. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Be well. And I will see you on the talk. You know what I mean? If this is your first time here, my name's Adam Cray. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Dude, we are almost at, let me bring this up before we go, just so everybody knows. I think we're almost at 400 members now. Let me look this up. I don't know if it shows me the updated one. Dude, we're almost at 400 members now. 400 strong. That's 400 people with badges. So become a member. It's worth it. It's worth it to support the channel. The content's fire. I definitely put a lot of time into this now. YouTube is becoming, I'd like to hit 20,000. And then once we're going to hit 20,000 probably in the next couple months. I think we're going to be at 20,000. We're potentially going to be at 20,000 by March. So, I think it's very possible we could be at 50,000, maybe more by the end of the year, maybe more than that. So let's keep going. Let's keep streaming and all that. And I would appreciate, but make sure you guys become members. Becoming a member helps keep the content alive, helps support the content. I don't get paid from videos or anything else. I get paid from super chats, memberships, and people supporting in my link tree. That's the only thing that supports my content. Nothing else. So that's why it's so important. I just rely on people supporting voluntarily. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Cassandra, thank you so much, Cassandra, for becoming a tadpole. Let's friggin' go, Cassandra. All right, everybody. What are you going to do when Trump gets impeached? I'm going to go back to debating exactly the same thing. What do you mean? Guy, I was a creator for 3 years under Biden. Do you think that I rely on Trump being president? I talk about politics, bro. I'm going to talk about politics. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Be well.